What's going on, podcast land? We're here for episode 25, Journey Unknown Podcast.
Man,
Pine Not Lodge.
It feels like I've been gone forever, just skipping a week.
You did skip a week.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But no, I'm back from the African plains. I took a little journey out there and killed me a couple critters. Now I'm back. So
Killed you a couple of critters?
Yeah.
Found a critter?
Found one. Found one.
Got old Lance Brown.
How's it going?
It's
Glad
going.
to be here.
Dude, I've been looking forward to this.
I have too. Yeah.
Like since before day one, I'm like, Lance Brown's going to be on the podcast.
Yeah, it's my first time at your place. You got an awesome.
It is
setup
the
down
first
here.
time.
Yeah, I like
Appreciate
it. Yeah.
Working progressive.
I was checking out all the bows.
My new bow right there. Pulled
I
back
like
16 and a half pounds.
16 and a half.
Yeah, not bad. I'm going Cape Buffalo hunting next week. I figured,
You can do it.
200 grain arrow.
At
Shoot him
least.
right in the eyeball.
I figured,
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't first, you last.
Yeah. Fixed blade.
Yeah.
All right.
Fixed plate. Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna shoot them Twizzlers.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. If you guys want to know why he's in a cast, he wanted to arm wrestle me and Swilly earlier. He beat me, but he didn't beat Swilly.
Yeah. Swilly got me. Yeah.
He got you.
You were good.
Yeah.
Swilly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your left hand, too. I don't doubt that.
He's been known to break shoulders and make little kids cry.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that.
He's 2 for 2 on the
Yeah,
shoulders.
he's super too. Yeah, man. So, Swilly missed last week. You were scheduled last week.
Yeah.
Some stuff came up. I couldn't do it. First time I've had to like completely skip a scheduled deal. And I'm like, hey, you still free? You're like, yeah, I can't do much.
I'm
so
home.
I'm like, cool.
I'm home for a while. So
Yeah.
yeah, whenever you want.
Cool. Yeah. So we got you on this week. We had Tim Nelson on Sunday, kind of a last minute deal. He shot a bird, and now we're kind of back on track. Back on track.
Yeah. Last week, man, my voice was almost gone. So,
Really?
I mean,
Mine was
yeah,
too.
'cause I was with him a little bit, and he was a little bit crackly. And
Yeah, mine was too.
just kind of worked out.
yeah, this weekend, man, me and Logan went up to the farm chasing turkeys, and we spent a few late nights just laughing and talking and stuff. By the
Yeah.
end of the night, dude, my voice was almost whispering.
Yeah.
I couldn't hit no high notes, and it's just now starting to come back.
Yeah, sound like a
That
14-year-old
pollen is
kid.
nuts, man.
Dude, it is.
Like,
It's
I
been
was-
bad for weeks.
Logan told me the reason why the pollen's so bad is because there's too many male trees out there. And I was like, yeah, always blame it on the men.
Yeah. Somebody's got to.
we're always at fault.
Yeah.
But
Shoot.
heck, tonight be a good night to hear a little bit about your journey as a
Yeah. man.
cameraman.
Yeah.
In my eyes, you're kind of like living out the dream. I mean, I know you're not sleeping on a big old fluffy cloud of pillow, but like you went and done something brave.
And I
a couple
enjoy a
years
lot
ago.
of my time. That's all I want to
Yeah.
do is have fun.
Yeah, man, you're up and at it. Thing. Always gone, doing stuff, filming stuff, hunting, editing. Just so much talent and drive
Appreciate
with
that.
you, dude.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
The consistency. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I think around the same time we kind of were getting into it. I think that's around the same time you kind of picked up editing and stuff like that and started
Yeah,
going
well,
with it.
Yeah.
It actually started with, I moved down here in like 2018 from Bismarck, a little small town.
Okay.
And then I met Ethan online. We just kind of started
He's
talking.
met a few people online, I think.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. So I kind of got into the photography through Ethan. That's how
Okay.
it started. I
He's
liked his
talented too,
pictures.
yeah.
Yep. And then kind of picked that up. We talked a little bit, and then they started anchoring outdoors. And he's like, "Hey, would you want to try this?"
Oh, sweet. I didn't.
Yeah.
We both got our start there, man.
Yeah.
Like you've been behind so much
Yeah.
stuff. That's a boring way
Well-
of putting it, but like entrepreneur, just colorful mindset. Like you've been behind a lot of
Well, I
it.
told Lance tonight, I said, man, that's kind of a sad thing to think about is like, because I think like when we got going, like, man, it was like we was having fun. Everything was going good and everything like that. And it's like, what if we'd have
Yeah.
kept going? You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like that,
yeah, I
we
know.
got into it at a good time. We started getting subscribers and we was having fun and everything like that. And it's just like, life happened. And
It did, but man, that time frame, that's when everybody blew up. Just
Yeah.
like you say, what if?
Yeah.
Like you're way bigger and more announced than I am, but like I'm still
Oh.
staying at it. What if we stayed together and we had the background that we have now?
Yeah.
What little we do have, if we could have fed off people instead of being at our in our own head this entire time, I don't really have guys. I mean, I got a crew, but I do everything, like
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sucks sometimes.
Well, that's how it was with Anchor.
That's how it was with him.
Dustin was the only one that knew how to, or the only one that was into editing,
Yeah.
and the only one doing it, and
Yeah.
it just kind of overwhelms you.
Yeah,
It
it does.
is.
Especially when you're working a job like at a factory, like I was.
Yeah.
Man, it was like
And
working
it
all that
sucks
over.
the fun out of it quick.
It can, and it can be challenging, and then you're not growing with it, and you need to have you constantly be learning that editing software. Man, it's always changing, it's always evolving, and unfortunately, everybody else is getting better, quick.
Yeah,
You know,
the-
AI. Like, I don't know how to work AI.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But without AI, man, like you're not going to get ahead hardly at all in today's
I
age.
thought that was something still in the cattle business, artificial insemination.
Wrong AI.
yeah.
No, yeah, but I mean, I feel like the last 5 years too, like I've changed. So now I feel like I'm coming back.
Yeah.
I fixed myself, and I've coming back stronger. And it's like now I've kind of got that drive and determination. Like let's do something. Like I mean, like I'm tired of just going to work every day, coming home, and then barely living on a check. Like,
Right.
And I was telling Lance, I said that's what I like about this podcast is it influences. It brings good people our way.
Right.
The saying, you want to be a millionaire, hang out with a millionaire. There's been a lot of good people come on this podcast
yeah.
that really inspires me just sitting here,
For sure.
Yeah, I've enjoyed listening to a lot of them. Like I was telling Dustin on the way here that, his buddy from MoDOT that's real big into saving money, and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
enjoyed that type of thing. And yeah, I enjoy all these that you guys are
Yeah, I
doing.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Yeah, it's been like he said, it's been fun meeting good people and learning some, and just keeping that knife sharp. That your head being sharp, but your skills and just your want to. That tank can run empty on your want to real fast, but
Yeah.
you keep surrounding yourself around it and keep bringing it back up week in, week out. Like it just fuels that fire to just take off.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can take something from everybody.
You can absolutely, yeah.
Had Caleb on here. He's
Yeah.
real inspirational.
Oh,
His,
man.
listen to his story too.
That guy's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Everybody you've had on here is, had some sort of influence.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and as long as, and that's my biggest thing is just like if I can help somebody out in a certain way and change their lives in a better way, make them a better person. If they're dreaming of, doing something, go do it. And
Absolutely.
that's what I was telling him too on the way up here. There is nothing wrong with working at a factory or being
No.
a cop or whatever your occupation is. The world needs those kind of people.
We have to have them.
But at the same time, like if you are somebody that's out there that thinks that you're meant to do more, like that's what I'm here to inspire, and that's what the point of life I'm at. Like
You're doing something
I
about
love
it right
where
now.
I work at MoDOT.
Yeah.
MoDOT's a very good job.
Oh,
I got a
absolutely.
lot of
It's a
good
career.
guys, and it's a career.
It is.
Yeah.
It's set up. It's a
Benefits.
It's a foundation.
Yeah, they take care of you.
But then there's always that thought in the back of my mind, like well, there's something else that I could do. Like I feel like I have something to give, and I don't know what it is. It might not be much, but we're gonna do it, and
Gonna
who
have
knows
fun.
where it's gonna go. I want opportunities. I want adventure. That's what
Right.
I'm looking for.
I am too, man.
That's-
I told Alexa, I was like, we get this house and I can't go on my adventures and hunt and stuff. Like, I'm gonna be lost. Just plain and simple.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to kind of falling in the footsteps you are right now with real estate. You've done past your exam. You've gotten
Congrats.
hired.
Congrats.
Thank you,
You're
thank you.
hired right now, right? With
Yeah, I'm hired at Century 21
Century
right
21
now.
to
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
yeah,
Yeah.
going through
That's
class. That was
awesome.
2 weeks ago. You came in last podcast. You're like, man, I went and talked to him. I think.
Yeah.
So that's
I actually
good,
get to
dude.
work with my mom. My mom's been in real estate for like 15 years, I think, and so
Yeah.
she's kind of getting to the end of her career, slowing down a little bit, and so I think once I told her I was thinking about doing it, and I kind of went and got my license and stuff, I think it's really put a spark back in her step
I'd
too.
say.
I was
'cause
going to ask, was she pretty excited
it's
about that?
it's really a cool thing too, because like the older you get, you don't get to hang out with your parents as much as you used to and stuff like that. And dude, like the last 2 days, I've been going to continual education classes and spending 8 hours a day with my mom, and just getting to hang out and spend that time with her, and then she's gonna take me to a listing appointment to show me like how
Yeah.
it's done and all the paperwork and stuff like that.
That's
So
a blessing to have.
it's definitely a journey I'm excited to embark on, and
Yeah.
we're gonna see where it goes.
Both of you.
Yeah.
And just like this podcast, like that's my main goal in life, or main goal in the whole realty thing is helping people. Like I don't care about making a bunch of money. I mean, of course you do stuff so you can make the money, but
Right.
like that's my biggest thing is I want people to come back 20 years down the road and be like, man, I like you. You know, like you was a real good dude. You was ethical. You did things right. You helped me out
100%.
and everything like that. And that's what I strive for every day. So
100%.
We bought this farm from Dustin. Hey, here's what my grandkid killed. You know.
Oh,
That type
man.
of thing.
exactly.
That-
It's
that
a
would
legacy.
be a reward.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
sure.
we ought to start a company called Legacy Real Estate.
Oh,
yeah.
That's got a ring
I
to
think
it.
nobody's ever done
Nobody's
that before.
You like camo? How about mossy oak?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could
man.
call it like Mozark
There you go. There you go.
because we live. No, yeah, that's yeah. Anybody, anybody that needs anything, holler at me. Find out how to get a hold of me. Message Scott or anything like that. And
For sure, man.
anybody out there looking to buy or sell,
No. I got you
I'll
one on
help
the
you out.
line. He's getting ready to be selling.
that's
He
good.
said he's
dude.
going to use you, and I'm like, you'll be one of his first, and he's going to be balls to the wall with it. He's excited to sell.
Yeah.
He's like, good, because I need out of it.
There you go.
Yep. I'll do
Get
anything
that-
in my
get that
power to do it.
Toe in the foot in the door. Next
Yep,
thing you know,
exactly.
you're freaking going through a living room into the bathroom, passing the counter, grabbing a bag of Cheetos. I don't know. It's going.
Yeah, but no, and that's the cool thing too about this career too is I'll get to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
like just like this podcast, like I've enjoyed just getting to meet people, and man, my whole first part of my life, I kind of viewed myself as not a people person, but it's like
Just crazy.
I think you're the exact opposite.
I know. That's what I do. Like, everybody loves you. Now, you maybe, I wonder if that's why you've always been kind of like goofy, because that's the way of like masking what you think you are.
Dude, I'm gonna tell
Does
you.
that make sense?
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, like I was telling my wife the other day. I said my whole life growing up, I've had a very hard time with self confidence. I mean,
Me
I don't
too.
know
Me
what
too.
it was, but like from the time I was a teenager, once the hormones kind of started kicking in and stuff like that,
Yeah.
all the way up till I don't even know, a couple years ago, really. Like I just viewed myself as that goofy guy, like not really good for much. I mean, I make the bill, I make the payments. I'm faithful to my wife, but that's about it. And it wasn't up until like a couple of years ago. It's like and that's a big thing. I think is you have to believe in yourself to do anything.
do.
You have to believe that you're capable of giving the world something. Like they need something that you've got, and I mean that's my goal in life now is just to. Whatever I can do to impact somebody's life in a positive way, that's what I'm going to do. So, and it's funny because, like, I was telling Megan again, my whole life when I was a teenager, the funny thing about how people viewed me was I was that guy that if you told me you won't do it,
You're going to do it.
I was
Watch
going to do
this.
it.
Yeah.
And back then, that was a mature or immature, like that was just my crazy. But actually, that's a very good capability. And
It's a
I
good
see
trait to have.
It
and I
is,
see
yeah.
that in my adulthood, it's like you tell me I can't do something, we're going to do it, like, and so it gives me that drive and, determination to stick with something. So,
No, you're going to do great things with this. I don't think it's going to take long.
I agree.
Especially like you have your mom working with you. You're going to get to see the ropes a little faster.
You got a good foundation.
Yeah. You may not be thrown into the fire like you need to be at some point, but also learning as you're getting your feet hot. You know what I'm saying?
When you're thrown into fire, you're going to be ready.
Yeah.
and that's what I was telling Lance on the way up here. Like part of me is, I'm super excited, but part of me, is still scared because I still haven't broke that ice and talked to that first person, that's going to be the defining moment of like, let's get this over with. Once I get like the first sale or two out under my belt and I learn how all this stuff works, then it'll be like, okay, I got this,
Yeah.
like,
You have a lot of questions, but is your mom going to be directly like in with you quite a bit of time, or is your broker going to give you
I'm going
somebody
to try to
just out
do
of
as
blue?
much as I can, on my own. Of course, I'll be a phone call away if I
Right.
and that's what I'll tell everybody. Like if you stump me with a question that I don't know, that's what I'm going to tell you is, hey, I don't know that right now,
And that's
but
what I
I
was
will.
getting
Right.
ready to say is you don't talk out of your head.
Yeah, I'm
And-
not going
and-
to tell you something
gonna
that
be
I don't.
And
know.
you're going to
Right.
be honest, like, dude,
Yeah.
this is my first sell. Like, I am ambitious, I am passionate, but I've got to start somewhere. I'd love to be your first one. And if I have any questions, you have any questions, like,
We'll
my
figure it out.
guy's going to back me up and make sure that everything's done to the T, and you're happy and I'm happy, and we can walk away from this, shake hands, and be good.
Yeah, and the
And
information
that's how
you're
you-
giving is legitimate.
Yeah.
It's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be that kind of guy that's like gonna, try to coax you into something. Like you know what you want when you come see me. I'm gonna deliver whatever and try to give you your dream. You know,
got
like,
what you
if
need.
if you want to get this much out of your property, I'm gonna do everything in my power to get that
And
sucker
I
sold
think
for that.
I bought and sold a few things, and transparency means a lot to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Just be transparent with me. Good, bad, I don't care. Just
Yeah,
Just let me know.
100%. It may sting at first, but when you realize that the next guy that, like you said, well, I'm not using you, all this stuff's broke. You go to the next guy, man, this thing's too good to be true. Well, it was.
Yeah.
And then you're like, crap. You know, you may have already burnt the bridge with a guy that's like, hey, dude, I was honest with you, but now you went to the smuggler and look what you got.
Oh,
You know?
the last 2 days we've had those training classes, and they've been in the country club. And man, like, you want to talk about feeling like a out of place? Because I was like, this is like nice. Like, I've never been in a country club.
Were
like,
you at the public or the private one?
Yeah, the one there in Poplar Bluff, right across from the other main, or kind of right by the movie theater. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That is a nice
It is
place.
a nice place, but you know, like,
I played regionals for golf there.
did you?
in,
Well,
like,
you're a golfer?
2010. Yeah, used to be.
Yeah.
Used to be. Yeah.
That is a cool place, though.
It
Like,
is.
I
It
was,
is
nice.
I was in the bathroom and I was looking at like the like they have activities, you know, certain things, and I mean they've got all kinds of cool stuff, and it'd be a cool place, you know, to hang out with your buddies.
They having them stickers to where like you got to aim here and you push the fly up the wall.
You know, no,
You know what I'm talking about? You peeing in a urinal?
yeah, no, but I did. I was
Little spinners.
I was reading a book the other day, and they were talking about statistics, and they were talking about like this one company took a fly sticker, like an actual fly, and they stuck it on the urinal because they were having problems
Yeah,
with people.
that's how it became.
Yeah, with people like
Yep.
not peeing out of the urinal or whatever, and they said it
Hey,
improved.
diddle diddle, aim for the middle.
And so many people were trying to hit that fly. I'm like,
Yeah.
Go to Scott's bathroom. He's got
I-
the kid toilet trainer in there. It makes you have good aim.
Yeah.
I was just
Ain't
telling him
small,
about it.
miss small.
Yeah.
That's why I prefer outside, though. That's
Yeah. Yeah, I can hike my leg anywhere out here. Nobody can be judging me.
But yeah,
Well, so yeah, you got your real estate going. I'm gonna start it eventually.
you
Again.
got it. You just
There's no rush.
no. I mean,
No, but I do have a goal. I want to be. My goal is to have a listing in August, but I better get my ass on the ball.
and
Tight goals.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just
Work
set
hard.
set
Yeah.
little goals, because I've heard it said that motivation without a goal is kind of pointless. You can be as motivated as you want, but if you don't have that next thing to kind of reach up and
Yep.
grab a hold of when you're climbing,
Yeah.
it's worthless. So that's what kind of got me through all my classes and stuff, was I'd set little goals like, I'm gonna make it through 10% of these classes today.
Yeah.
And then, tomorrow 10% is, and I didn't always hit that 10%.
Well,
but
sometimes some of those 10% are quick, and some of them
Yeah.
you have 500 pages. And
A lot
I'm
of
like,
that-
I'm sitting there reading. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yep.
like, this is going to be
Yeah,
like
the-
literally 5 hours of reading, then you don't remember anything you just read.
Yeah.
the reading part, that was the slowest part of
terrible.
all those classes and
That
stuff.
would be
but-
my slowest part.
Yeah, the
Not a
math was
reader.
tough too, but you can get through it.
Yeah, man, like prorate and taxes and stuff like that. That
It's-
was the
It's
thing.
also confusing. They seem so similar, but yet the wording, it's like the equation's flipped upside down. And you're like, oh crap, I thought I had it. I
yeah,
didn't.
it took me forever to wrap my head around like what's going on. Like, you
Yeah.
know, if the closing's on the 28th and the buyer owns the day of the closing, then you got to figure up, January, February,
Yeah,
March,
the-
April.
Counting your
the gap
knuckles.
Yeah,
in
you got to
between,
figure out the days
the
and then
percentages on top of that. It's compounding of what the fness.
what's going on.
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions because I like realty.
I've always been interested.
It's an interesting thing. There's no limit on what you can and can't do. That's what kind of excites me about it, is there's not like, there's so many opportunities and pathways that you can take inside of realty. You don't just have to be a salesman. Like I could, eventually one day, buy my own rental properties and work on leases, or I could go to commercial, or I could, one day, maybe specialize in farm ground or
Yep.
there's title work. There's all
And
kinds of stuff
I
inside
think
there.
our area is a very cool area geographically for real estate because, you have I was just showing you a listing in Van Buren that was under 100,000, but yet a half mile down the road, there's one for 1.2 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's endless.
There's
The
no cap to top or
Exactly.
bottom on it.
Exactly. Yeah. And
You can get the lows, you can get the highs, you
Yeah.
can get the small farms, and then there's one down in Mill Springs. It's like $4 million.
Yeah.
In Mill Spring?
The one that's got the spring on
Oh,
it. Right
yeah.
Next to the
Yeah.
railroad
I've
seen
tracks.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that. That didn't.
PH7.
The guy he hadn't had it very long.
He started that like PH7 water company or something, or
Yeah, I think they were trying to, and it didn't ever go through.
but that's for sale now. And it's,
yeah,
I think it's $4 million. You know.
Yep.
it's a pretty spot, but they're also talking about separating it out and putting lots in by the river,
Yeah.
which
And
that's where your money's at. It just sucks that we're losing because the price of land's getting so high. Anymore, like 100-acre piece is like, oh my gosh, you have 100 acres when before people had thousands. You know, you can't buy a 1,000-acre piece of property. You don't make any money down here.
Yeah, so
You
far
can't make any money.
So far, I've had a couple buddies. You know, after I told them I got my real estate license, and you know, they're like, "Keep your eye out for some cheap land." I'm like, "I don't think those
I
Hey,
will,
if
buddy.
there is, I'm buying it.
Yeah, I will definitely keep my eye out.
If you take the cheap part out of it, we might be able to find you something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays everything, and that's the cool thing about real estate, though, is that the land always, you know, it never goes down.
It's an
It always
investment.
goes up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's always going to be money in it. So, you know,
As long as there's money to be spent, we'll have money in it.
and that's the thing that scared me for the longest time about getting into it was the sheer majority of people that are in it nowadays.
lot.
Like it seems like every day I turn around, I look and see on Facebook, hey, so and so got their real estate license. You know, they're doing it now. It's like, how would I ever even be able to come into this industry and even make a difference, make a dent in anything? But then you got to think about it: is how many people in the world are there that are in this area, out of this area, and that you come into contact with on a daily basis? You know,
But I think there's you have 10 going into real estate, you know, less than half are going to be able to succeed in it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think a lot of them get burned out in the first year when because I think a lot
Or
of
it's
times
just not for
Yeah.
them.
Well, it's just like with social media and the hunting stuff. Yeah, every day there's 100,000 people creating a YouTube channel.
just like us. You know?
It's
And
the
then
grind that
it's a
weans the
grind.
people out.
It's what the only thing sucks is like, bro, I'm trying to outlast all those guys that gave up, but for every
Yep.
1,000 that leave, 100,000's coming in. So it's like it's really hard to be seen. It's a tough grind, but you know everybody started somewhere, and it's up to them whether or not they ended up
Yep.
where they wanted or let it go. you
And
know?
well, about social media, I think people get lazy and just forget to hit the follow button.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
I
I
see
I'm-
so much stuff. I'm not going to follow every cool video.
No,
I see.
no.
But if I see that guy post 8 cool videos that I like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to follow
Yeah,
him.
I usually pop on their page, and if it looks like it ain't been a bunch of copied, repasted stuff, it looks original and like decent.
Yep.
Yeah, the image quality means quite a bit.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
yeah. Just good consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the secret.
And if I see a crossbow, I won't hit subscribe.
Dude, I tried posting a crossbow meme video today, and TikTok took it down 3 times.
That's bull.
That's a
It
weapon.
was, yeah.
I had to appeal my Facebook account this week because I put Trevor's dad's turkey with a shotgun next to it as my Instagram and Facebook deal.
Yep.
And it's like, you are no longer eligible to be like posted to other people. Like they're not going to be able
Yep.
to find you. I'm like, bullshit.
Yeah.
And every time I do it, like, oh, we are so sorry for your inconvenience. We made a mistake. I'm like, you are now eligible. Then it's like, oh, you are eligible for monetization. Here's how much money you've made, which is 0 is today. I got to start posting more reels, but like,
Yep.
dang, like
Dude, I was
makes it hard to be a country boy.
Yeah, I was helping a few people out with running their Facebook pages, and so since my account's a monitor on their page, they ended up getting into it with somebody, and I lost my monetization
Dang.
for a year
Wow.
on videos because they had harassment messages back and forth.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm not affiliating mine with yours anymore.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was like, hey, can you remove me as a monitor from this? You know.
Yeah.
And then a year later, I finally got monetization back.
That sucks.
Yeah. So do not, if somebody asks you to help with their page and run it,
Oh, they don't want me to help him.
yeah, don't have your own personal
Yeah.
Facebook tied to it.
Yeah.
Just like,
They
hey, I
don't-
got to have your login. I don't
Yeah.
want to be a monitor.
Right. They don't want me.
But
So
oh.
go ahead.
I was gonna say it's a cool deal. This is our 25th or the 25th podcast.
It don't
you've-
feel like it.
you've got on here, and I mean, when we started this, that's what I said. I said let's set a goal of 52. That'll be a year's worth of podcast. Heck, we're almost dang near halfway there.
Yeah. No, and it's went by like that. And, we're not always going to have somebody on, but every week, a lot of us have been buddies, but a lot of people I don't know. But, you brought on.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's just cool talking to people, but I'm also fine with just sitting around and BSing. And
Oh yeah.
I don't think
know?
I've known anybody besides Alton that you guys have had.
Really?
Yeah. I think that was the only one.
Yeah. Alton's a pretty cool
The
cat.
guy that came in here and sang,
Bobby Lewis?
I knew of him from Doug.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Doug was my track instructor.
Man, I got on there the other day.
Doug Eisenbies?
Yeah.
He's a good buddy of mine.
Yeah, I like Doug.
I got on there the other day and I was watching that rendition of
Mandolin playing
Eisenbies.
fool.
no, the rendition that we did of Fred Bear, dude. That sent chills down my spine just listening to it again. I was like, man, that was good. That was a fun night.
I didn't know you could sing so good.
Who, me?
Yeah. I heard you. Yeah.
Did you
I
like
showed
it?
Cooper, and that's Kaylee's dad. I'm like, yeah.
Have you
that's
heard him
Kaylee's
sing
dad.
Creed?
Yeah. No, I haven't heard
Man,
Creed.
Creed.
That was
Creed?
cool.
Creed's a moneymaker.
I'm not saying I sang good, but the whole
Was it on the episode?
yeah, Bobby was like,
I don't know if Creed was a lot.
I was gonna say I don't remember Creed.
Oh,
So
I think we did do
we
it. on there.
podcast for like 2 hours, and then we played music until 3 a.m.
Okay, yeah.
So I had a camera going a lot, but I don't know if I actually got it. Probably was on my social media or something. But
Okay. Yeah.
he's a hell of a Creed impersonator.
There we go.
That was definitely a fun night. I ran into
A wall.
hold on a second. Let
Spam
me-
call?
Yeah, hold on.
You're good. You're good.
Jeez, ruining my podcast.
Yeah, man. Can we have a guest on?
Take me home.
yeah. You're my right. Take me home. Yeah. No, he's got a lot of stuff going on
He
with
does.
the realty
That's
stuff.
good. It's good to be busy.
So I'm proud of him.
Yeah. So how far are you along in your real estate journey?
I started all over.
Started all over.
Yeah. I was
there like
halfway through class,
And
and
I was gonna say, it was like a time thing. You got to get it done
Yeah.
a certain amount.
yeah.
Sucks.
I didn't have any Wi-Fi. I was just let life get in the way, and I stopped.
Dude, it's tough.
Yeah, I know. I was
tough.
hired already. I just need to do my class and get my license, and it's like, dang it.
Yeah.
So now I'm playing catch up, and I'll get there.
But you're at Gats Hill, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there just over 8 years. This last month was 8 years.
I remember back, which our tracks go right through there,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd have to go check in. And like during COVID, we'd go
Yeah.
check in. They make us put these monitors on.
Oh yeah, the
so if you got
beepers.
6 foot, would send somebody.
Man.
Beep, 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 beep. Yeah.
That was the biggest.
Oh man.
junk.
Yeah. Yeah. So
We had freaking dividers in our like control centers,
jeez.
to where you could be on the other side of the wall, and if you were within 6 feet, but you were on the other side of the wall, it
It'd
didn't
start beeping.
count.
Oh,
but you
gotcha.
would like reach over the top and be like, "What's up, dude?" You're like, it doesn't freaking matter, man. They had people coming in and spraying.
Yeah.
They had like little foggers walking around that they just fog the room real quick and they leave. They had little hazmat suits on. That was the biggest crock of shit.
That place is crazy. When I first started working down there, Gads Hill was actually Hill, not Gads Hole.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
over the years, I got to slowly watch it get lowered and lowered and lowered and lowered.
yeah.
Yeah. So
It's a pretty good hole now.
yeah, they got some big trucks out there.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Got some pretty big trucks.
Yeah, it's a neat operation for middle of nowhere,
Yeah, that's what I do all day is load trucks
low trucks.
out of the pit.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I've been at that spot for a little over a year.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad gig, but
No, I know a few people that worked there and retired there.
yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely a good job.
it is. Just like you said, looking for more in life instead of sitting in my loader for 10 hours a day and can't talk to no one and get 1 20-minute break a day.
I always hated working there because
It's-
there's no service.
Yeah.
You don't get any service.
Yeah.
Your life just kind of stops whenever you go there, and that's
Yeah.
just where it's at.
Home of the
It's
Jesse
unfortunate.
James robbery.
Home of Jesse James. I read about that not too long ago. It's actually pretty damn interesting.
Oh, it
the
is
story
very
on
cool.
it.
Yeah, there's gold out in them hills, or not? Well, coins.
Yeah.
hidden all over that we
Yeah.
haven't found.
So I got a cool story that a guy at work told me. Lives over there in Leaper, and he was telling me they bought a house out there, and he was taking a skid steer and like moving some dirt. Well, anyways, he said he brushed across something. He seen something kind of like shiny or metal sticking up out of the ground. So he said he got over there and looked, pulled it up out of the ground. It was a mason jar full of $100 bills.
Yep.
So they started
Yeah.
digging a little bit more.
Old timers used to bury them.
He ended up finding like $3,000 buried in
Dang.
mason jars. And
Yeah, either an old timer or the Jesse James
Or,
cash
yeah,
outs.
hiding it out.
They would hide out and then they'd leave, a note to whoever to get
Yeah.
paid for
Well,
their work.
They'd do like they'd hide them in the walls. They'd hide them in the ground.
And we
like,
got all
whatever.
those caves through there.
We do have a lot of stuff. I mean, there is so much history in this area.
Oh, absolutely.
All the I almost said Oregon Trail, but
Well, we got the Oregon Trail right there, top of Williams.
all that. There's like the Lewis and Clark ain't far from here, with the Mississippi and stuff, and then like St. Louis being a hub right above us, and all the wars that went on here, and just like the old mills, what's got us
Pushing
started
logs
and
down
pushing
the current,
logs, like
black. Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Oh,
like,
it is,
where
yeah.
we've came, and it ain't been that long ago.
No.
As time tells, it ain't really been that long, and there's been a lot of neat things. Now we got a lot of like low end areas here with drugs and just stuff, kind of a dead end road for a lot of people. But if you can embrace what's good around here, it's a pretty good place to be.
I always think about that, like back in the boom of the logging generation, like Williamsville.
Yeah, man.
That
Oh,
used to
man.
be a nice
With the
town. Like,
tracks and the rivers to float everything down like crazy.
yeah, I mean, and that's crazy to think
Granite
about.
Bend.
Grandin.
Yeah.
That used to be a booming town.
Big, man. Have you ever seen videos on that?
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen
It's
videos.
unbelievable, the process of it. And those men,
They were men.
like
You want like the granite mines? You mean?
No,
the,
Grandin.
like Grandin.
Granite,
So
okay.
yeah, I've seen
Because we have
granite,
granite here. That's
Yeah,
why I know what you're
right.
talking about.
I've seen the granite mines too, with like how they would process stuff and move it. But like Grandin, man, you'd see little bitty guys, smaller than me, just picking up
Railroad
humongous
ties.
pieces of wood
Yep.
and
Yep.
just carrying them. Just making $1 a week. I don't know.
Back when men were men.
Men were men.
Yep.
No kidding.
Yeah, but they didn't pull their hamstrings like I did.
Yep.
No,
They wouldn't complain either.
No, I damn sure complained about it.
I know. I seen it a couple times.
That hurt, man.
I
And
seen
that's
on
that's been over a week ago.
How'd
it
you
was all
pull it?
purple.
Lifting?
No, I was tugging on something.
What?
No, I was playing baseball.
Oh yeah. How's that been going?
Not good. I played one scrimmage game and
Are
pulled a
you
hamstring.
doing the? Are you doing
Yeah,
the local
Elsinore.
league?
Yeah.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What's your
You
team?
have to holler
name?
at me. I live like 2 blocks. From
Do you still live there?
Yeah.
Somebody asked if you've moved away. I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe
No,
it was,
I live there
Maybe it
now.
was Jake.
Yep.
Yeah, we play. We'll start playing every Sunday.
Okay.
But we don't start until the 17th, which I'm gonna be in Wisconsin turkey hunting. And me and Trevor are. Oh, Trevor comes in tomorrow.
Does he?
Yeah.
Do you play for the Owls or something?
No,
else?
we are playing the Milkmen.
The Milkmen. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I seen Wes
Weston,
and
yeah.
James down there last year.
Yep.
Or no,
Yeah.
2 years ago, I think.
Maybe they played
year.
last year too.
Okay, it
Yeah,
was
I
last
think
year.
a couple of them might have played this past Sunday. We're just in scrimmage games, and I played 2 weekends ago.
Yeah. Dude, they go all out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
I mean,
trust-
they're
yeah.
flying owl flags for the Elsinore Owls.
Yeah,
and-
I think it's a pretty cool gig.
Oh, it is. They
And
got
I'm hoping-
walkout music.
so I've got-
It's fun to watch. Me
I
and
got
the
2
kids
more
would go
weeks till
watch on
season,
Sundays.
and then I won't get to play for the 3 weeks. So by then, hopefully my hamstring's good. I hit legs yesterday. I worked out. That might have been. I don't know if that's what caused the bruising, or if I just noticed it. But I was trying to do like leg curls, and I'm like, man, I feel like I got a big ass pimple on the back of my leg. I'm like, that sucker's sore. And I went to the tanning room. They got a big mirror there, and I'm like, what is that? And I'm
all
like,
purple.
holy crap!
Yeah.
And it was, the ball, like the knot was up in the middle of my leg, but the bruise is down in all the tendons. I don't know. It's pretty. It's kind of. It feels weird today. It kind of feels like I got dead legged, but it's getting better. I can walk. I turkey hunted. We had Mikey's wedding this weekend, and I was one of the movers for everything. Helped me and Mikey and JP and whoever else was around. So I wasn't easy on my leg.
Is he working there at the Thai place across the yard?
Yep.
Or there in town?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
And see, I
between-
met him with
Right,
Acorn
dude,
Outdoors.
like-
That's where I met you too.
That's crazy. I want.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Full circle.
It
It'd be
is.
cool if we can get a lot of the Acorn guys back in here and do a podcast.
That would be kind
Man,
of
that'd be, just like how we all started, where we're at now, what's going on. A lot of people become entrepreneurs, have their own businesses, or just doing well anyway. Like nobody's that I know is like down doing in the dumps or nothing really. So yeah. So like speaking of that, like you've kind of went through a change, like from really good income to all this benefit, which you still do it, but like you went out on a limb and said, hey, if I don't make something happen in my life, life's going to happen. That's one of
Right.
my mottos too. Like, don't let life happen, make it happen.
Yep.
And I want to hear your story of like, why the hell did you just be like, do this? I'm buying all this expensive ass camera gear, and now you're filming people. You're traveling the world
Right. Yeah.
doing something, and you're just a guy like us. I talk to you almost on the daily.
Yeah.
And we've only met like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, seriously. But like this hunting community, whenever you meet people, and I'm going to say crossbow hunters, like whenever I'm talking about when we shoot our bows, this is why I like shooting bows, because it's a passion of mine. It's a passion of yours, a passion of yours.
Mm-hmm.
When you meet people with an actual passion for this that are really just diehard, live and breathe it every day, you become like brothers.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
no
And you don't have to be around somebody every day. Me and Swilly would talk a couple times a year, and every time we see each other, it's like we're long lost cousins, third cousins. Like it's legal down here, I think.
Oh, it is.
But,
We even talked about getting married.
Acceptable.
We did, yeah, we did, and putting the
Tax
GoFundMe on our window. But it's just cool that a little passion of ours sparked this flame
Yeah.
and I hope it turns into a daggum wildfire.
Oh man, yeah,
You know?
it will.
Yeah, I mean, I got started pretty much from meeting Ethan.
Yeah,
On
and I
Instagram.
did too, because
You know,
I think
that's-
actually Ethan gave me a little bit of camera arm.
Yeah.
And that's where I got started. I bought a little handy cam that I had from college. I've actually, sorry to cut you off. I actually started filming when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I would strap a handy cam to my bow, my stabilizer, or wherever, and I started filming. So I've always kind of done it, but I just had no idea what the hell I was doing.
Right.
I still don't.
Yeah, dude, I remember, so in like 2015, 2016, I had a muzzleloader I didn't use, and a buddy was like, hey, look, I found a Campbell camera.
Oh yeah, man, the
Online.
cream of the crop.
And I was like, I'm going to see if he'll trade a muzzleloader for
I
it.
got to meet them.
Oh, did you really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No-
A Deer Acid Classic. Cool,
oh,
cool
that's
guys.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so here recently.
Tom Petrie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I traded a muzzleloader for one of the Campbell cameras.
Yeah.
We re-recorded some stuff, and I was like, hey, I need to edit this. I was like, I don't even have anything to edit on.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do it.
So we just filmed and bought a new SD card because we didn't know what we were doing.
Yep.
And then
I always thought the videos just popped out of nowhere.
yeah,
from
that's
the
how
car.
I
Yeah.
thought. Like, oh, this is cool.
Like, poof,
Just- yeah.
there it is.
So everything got pushed to the side, and then fast forward a couple of years, I'd met Ethan, and that's kind of what gave me the spark. And then my main thing was I got into photography, was doing pictures, and then it
Yeah.
slowly morphed into video. And then I kind of just got in the right place at the right time. I'd been listening to actually Working Class Bowhunter with Kurt and them
Yeah, awesome guys too.
since I guess 2016 is when I found them.
Yeah, they started in 15, didn't they?
Yeah. So they have a shoot every year.
So
Somebody just stole our dog.
what?
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 Somebody, I took a
Mo with the gimpy leg?
No, the other little one.
Oh,
What car was it?
It's a black Ford. It was a little old lady. I'm like, Colby, come here.
Was he on the highway?
He was like in the driveway on the highway, and she slowed down her car, put her flashers on, and I'm like, hey.
Oh
And then I
boy.
was in the garage, hey. And she literally opened her back door, and he jumped in, and she left.
Go see if you can find her.
How am I gonna find her?
take that revolver.
Yeah. Show her that 6.5 Creedmoor. We ain't playing no games.
Give me my dog back.
Regard, it's like a Ford.
Somebody stole it.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Well, he's jumped in a couple of people's cars. What?
Do we need to hit pause or
No. Oh my god.
how do we navigate this situation?
Hopefully he finds his way home.
Like, that's her driving away. She was literally
Put it up on Facebook real quick and say, "Hey, somebody took our dog out of our yard." That's not what I expected her to come down and tell me.
Somebody stole her dog, man.
Freaking Colby's over there living it up. Didn't know he got kidnapped already.
As long as she's got snacks.
Oh yeah, he's good there, man.
Yeah.
Mikey Izell picked him up one day. He was in the road. And he was like, "Hey, you guys missing a dog?" I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I am."
Yeah, because you took it.
I just came home. He's like, "Yeah, he jumped in the truck. I stopped. He was on the road. I thought one of the dogs got hit, one of the gimp leg." He said, "I opened the door to check on that dog, and this dog jumped in." It might have been what happened there.
Yeah, could have been.
Sorry.
I don't even know where it was.
You said you talked to Kurt in 2015,
yeah.
16.
Yeah, so I talked to Kurt and then went to one of his shoots. And that next year, I was like, hey, you mind if I come take some video? And then I'll edit
Because they
some
didn't
footage.
video at the time.
No, they really didn't. And then I said, I'll edit it and you can do whatever you with it, you know. And then so that's how it kind of got started with them. And then I got to be close to them. And then a couple years go by and he's like, hey, here's a guy I want you to meet. And it was Sam Gaylord with
Yeah.
Old Barn Taxidermy.
Yep.
And so I met Sam. I was like, well, hey, it was at the Deer and Beer Fest.
Yep.
And I was like, well, hey, I'll put a little reel together for you, edit it for you and whatnot. So I'd put a reel together for him and was doing the video that day. And he's like, what are you doing? This was on a Saturday. He's like, what are you doing Monday? I'm like, just working. He's like, you want to come up to the shop and we'll shoot a video? Because I told him about a deer that I got mounted, wasn't real happy with it.
Yeah.
And he's like, bring it up. We'll redo it. You can cut a YouTube video on it. So fast forward to Monday, we go do all that. We shoot the video. I edit the video. We throw it up on YouTube. And he's like, hey, I really like what you're doing. I'm like, all right, sweet. And he's like, you want to run my YouTube? And yeah. He's like, all right, you run my YouTube. All your taxidermy's free. Perfect. I It's all I want to do.
Cool.
If I'm not making money, that's fine. If I'm trading it out for something,
Yeah, right, exactly.
it
Yeah,
has
yeah.
value to me.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine with me.
Yeah.
So we started doing that back and forth, and then I got a call from him. He's like, "Hey, we're booking a trip to Africa."
That's awesome.
Hey, I've been
go?
there.
Yeah,
African play, you just got back.
You just
Yeah.
got back. Yeah. So he told me about that, and I was like, "Man, I don't know. It's 16-hour flight.
Yeah.
I hate flying."
I wouldn't want to be on a flight that long, but man, to be down there would be so cool.
I know. And then I actually heard, I don't know if you know Redneck Tech podcast and Caleb Copeland Creative.
I've heard of that. I don't know the redneck part.
Okay, so I'm kind of buddies with them, and he had said something one day. He's like, "Dude, just say yes."
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like,
And it was literally maybe 6 weeks before I
was
talked
that
to
two?
Sam.
Was that 2 years ago when you went to?
2 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was in the back of my mind. Just say yes. I was like, all right. It's like, Sam, I'll go with you. He's like, all right, cool. He's like, you want paid or you want to kill something? I'm like, well, I definitely want to kill something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went and done that trip. We spent 2 weeks, pretty much 2 weeks in Africa by the time we left and got back. And I got to kill a few things. And that was like my first real deal where it like meant something if I got the shot on film.
First step in Africa, you step off and like what's going through your head when you get down there? We're not in Kansas anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember the drive in. It was like 3 hours from the airport down to.
Was Outfitter everything in charge of like all your transportation and stuff too? Okay.
No, I booked my own flights just to save a little money.
Okay.
But yeah, they picked us up there. They were all waiting for us, and we're driving, and it's dark, and I'm like, "What's on fire?" And he's like, "Well, everything catches on fire, and there's not enough money to put it out."
Oh boy.
He's like, "So it burns." I'm like, "Well, what about all the houses?" He's like, "Well, they burned down."
Is it
And
prairie out there?
it was kind of prairie
Was
where
it?
that was.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, if it burns down, the government gives them enough money to put 3-sided sheet metals up,
Crazy.
and then a sheet on one side.
Wow.
And he's
That'll
like,
keep
but
the
he said,
lions
but the
away.
other, the government gives them all satellite dishes. He's like, so they all got satellite.
Yeah.
He's like, they can't afford TV, but they got a satellite.
Yeah.
And but it was a really cool place. But yeah, so that was like my first big step into filming.
Okay.
And
I didn't realize that was your break then.
yeah, pretty.
Had you filmed? You hadn't filmed anybody on hunts yet? I mean, other than just like buddies and stuff. Okay, I'm trying to. I've kept up with you.
Well,
but my
I take that
timeline's
back.
always kind of
yeah,
goofed.
we done Sam and I filmed Linda, his wife, out in Kansas on
Okay.
muzzleloader hunts.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went and
I
done
remember that.
Yeah, she didn't end up getting nothing, which we made an episode out of it. We seen a lot of deer, just wasn't the one she was after.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, which we crawled like 300 yards on this deer to get to. He was bedded out in a big bean field, but ended up getting up, walking the other direction, didn't get it. But so which we had done that together, but then when we got to Africa, that was like my first, hey, I know we're gonna kill something, and
Yeah.
I got to make sure I hit this little red button.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everything's clear. So
Yeah.
that was like my first jump.
Wouldn't that
into
be
it.
something,
Yeah.
man?
But no, it was a trip of a lifetime. The food is awesome. The amount of game we seen was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really target-rich environment.
It is.
awesome.
Yeah. And
Would
which
you go back?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. After listening to Kurt and them, kind of like what they would say, like it's not on their radar, and then after enough people come in and like they said, just say yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I spend a portion of that just going to Texas, and I can kill some of that stuff and actually go to a place where they're not necessarily free roam, but when it's that big of an acreage, it's free roam.
It is.
It's to
yeah,
keep
and that's-
people out. It's to
and
keep
that
the
was
poachers
my
out.
mindset. It was like, man, I don't know. It's Africa.
Yeah.
It's fenced in.
Yeah, well, even
But we-
Texas isn't fish on a barrel.
Right.
Not all of it.
And
you
we
know?
got there, and I was like, one of my first questions to the guy was that runs the place. He's one of the owners. I was like, how big is your place? And he's like, oh, it's 30,000 acres.
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Like you got
Yeah.
Wayne County to hunt right now.
Yeah, and so we would ride around on the back of a Toyota, and they got it all set up where we're sitting in the back, and they got cushions up there you can lay your gun on. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I wonder how tame these things are. So we start driving, and then I'm looking, and because you can see stuff all over, but all
Yeah.
you see is asses running.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this might be a little harder than I thought. And I think the closest shot we took, we killed roughly 10 animals. The closest one was around 300 yards.
Wow.
And yeah, and I mean, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was
Yeah.
way more space, and they were way more wild
Yeah.
than what I thought it would
Yeah.
be.
Don't pet the kitty cat.
No. which I was glad there wasn't no lions there. But yeah, what the first thing we killed was actually a zebra, and it was like 400 yards away.
Really?
Yeah. And it took probably close to 2 hours to be able to get on one of them.
No kidding. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So I guess everything's just so open; they can see you as far as they can
Yeah,
see them.
yeah, they do. They know because they feed hay,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But they know when it's like they know when you're driving to feed hay or when you're cruising the roads to start shooting.
Yeah.
Try to shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was a lot of fun. We killed a lot of things. I got to kill 3 animals out there. So
That's
I'd
awesome.
much rather have that than some money that I was going to burn.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, for sure, man. You create a whole lot of memories.
It's an opportunity.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after that was kind of my thing is like, yeah, I definitely want to pursue this more. So that was in late August, early July of 24. And I'd saved up, bought a brand new Tacoma. A little bit before that, I had it rigged out with the camper shell.
I remember that, yeah.
Yep. And I took that to Kansas. I'd camp out of it and whatnot. And then all that happened. And I was like, man, I want to film, but I need more equipment. And if I want to take off work this long, I can't be drowned in payments.
Right.
So I up and sold my Tacoma. I went and took out a loan, bought an FX6, some lenses.
It's a hell of a camera.
It is, yeah. And so I was like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna say yes, and I'm gonna go for it. So I went and done that, and then I was in Kansas, and I killed a buck out there, and I was on my way home. I'd sold that Tacoma and bought a $5,000 2004 Sequoia.
Yeah.
That I paid cash for, and then took out a loan for the camera gear, and just so I could be able to afford, if I wasn't making a lot of money, I wasn't drowning in payments.
Right.
So we went out to Kansas. I'd killed a deer out there. We were actually on our way back, and I got a phone call, and he was like, "Hey, this is blah blah blah, and I've got your number from somebody else looking for a camera guy." And I was like, "Well," I said, "I'll do it." And he's like, "Well, what do you know?" I'm like, "Well, I've done this, this, and this, and so forth." And he's like, "All right, when are you ready?" I was like, "Well, I'm on my way home from Kansas right now." I said, "Let me get home, wash some clothes, kiss the kids, kiss the wife, and I'll leave tomorrow."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, leave the following day, spend a day at home, come back out to Kansas, and then we'll meet up and go from there." So I got home, done all my stuff, and took everything off from a week trip in Kansas filming, dumped all that footage, cleaned all my cards, cleaned the clothes, packed back up. I'm in my '04 Sequoia, and it's on its second maiden voyage back to Kansas.
Yeah.
And so I met up with Dave and Dave Poteet, and he has Hunter on Sportsman's Channel. Real solid dude. I really like Dave. He became a good friend of mine. And so I met up with him, and I'm shaking like a leaf.
Oh yeah. Dude.
When he said I'm with Sportsman's Channel, I was like, oh shoot, this is way bigger than YouTube.
Yeah.
And, so I got pretty nervous about it, and I'm like, I film YouTube. This is TV. I know there's a difference. You're gonna have to teach me
Right.
as we're going. And he's like, well, I'm glad you said that because I was just gonna let you go. I'm like, no, I don't know how to film TV. I know how to vlog for YouTube and get all the content I need to make a good video, but not a target rich
Production.
22-minute production.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
got to be down to the seconds.
Yes, pretty much every shot you're doing with your camera has a purpose.
Yeah.
I'm not just holding record, looking around for like YouTube.
Yeah.
And so I met him, and we went out to Kansas and spent a couple days out there. And I remember one time we'd left his bow up in the tree, which I'd brought my camera with me, get some B-roll on the way out. And so we're walking back in, and I don't remember who's seen it, but we're like, oh, look, it's pretty tall grass. We're like, there's a deer right there. We could see its antlers. He's like, I don't have my bow. And I'm like, yeah, well, what do you want to do? See how close you can
I got
get
a
to
rock.
it. He's like, all right. So he had his rattling antlers. He puts them up on his head, and we ended up getting that buck within like 15 yards of us.
Oh, man.
It was like a 120-inch deer, which I would have shot it if I would have had a Kansas tag.
Yeah.
I'm not passing that opportunity up. But so I'm filming all this. I'm like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, this is going to be some cool stuff. I can't wait to see this on a show. And so we get done with that whole rigmarole. And I was like, man, that'll be cool. And, see all that. And he's like, oh, that won't go on TV. Like, what? I'm like, dude, that was awesome. He's like, yeah, it was cool, but we'll make some cool videos out of it, reels and shorts and all that. And It's like, all right, whatever. I'm like, well, that was just grade A footage to me, you know.
They,
So
they just want the meat and taters.
yeah, they do, which I get. You know.
Yeah. A sneak attack with antlers and no bow doesn't really sell
Exactly,
bow
you know.
equipment.
Yeah, but so a couple days go by where he's after this one specific buck, and I remember the first time this buck comes in, or he comes in off my left, and I actually seen him first, and I was like, hey, there's a buck coming to the left, and he's like, all right. So he walks down, and he's like, you on him? I'm like, yeah, I'm on him. And so he draws back and stops him. I'm like, you're in the way. And so the buck just kept going. Couldn't get the shot. He didn't take the shot because I told him, I was like, hey, you're in the way. I can't see it. My camera arm wouldn't go out anymore. That buck ended up walking by 4 more times. And then finally, the 5th time he came back by chasing does, we got him stopped and he got him shot.
Cool.
I'm like, dude, I think this was in focus. I think I got it. He's like, I hope.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it turned out cool. And I think we ended up doing 5. I'd done 5 episodes with him in 24. We went to Kansas, Mississippi, on the Mississippi Delta, which really cool place down there. I don't want to get it wrong, but I think it was with the Louisiana hot sauce family.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got a huge, awesome place down there. There's a big river type system going through there, and there was a big gator we got on film down there. And so we done Mississippi, we done Iowa, Kansas, and then Texas. I got to go to the King Ranch, film a couple episodes there.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, and that was a lot of fun. But I went from nothing to saying yes, and just kind of meeting the right people at the same time. If I wouldn't have put myself out there with Kurt, then it wouldn't have got to with Dave and then come back. So,
yeah, when I met Kurt last year, I'm like, hey, I'm buddies with Lance. He's like, I know Lance Brown.
Yeah. We've done a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
So
That's a cool group of guys.
That's a cool point. Just sticking your neck out and just saying, doing something that you think might be stupid, but it gets you in those opportunities and stuff.
Yeah, and that's where like people with us with good personalities, even if we're feeling nervous, not everybody could stick the neck out and come out on top, and we're not always going to either. But when you, like you said, good people, surround yourself around good people.
Right.
Opportunities are going to come.
Yeah.
And you were fortunate enough to do it.
Right.
And because you were working full time with the railroad.
Yeah.
And then you pretty much just stopped doing that for a while and part time in it. And from what I see,
that I guess in 24, I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I was able to. I got bumped from my position because it's seniority based.
Right.
That was in August.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm going to see what I can do, which I kind of structured my life for that. I didn't have a ton of money going out in payments that I could kind of do on and end things, at least be able to, keep my house.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the main thing. And, so I just kind of set myself up for that. And then it just kind of happened to work out. And if I'd never do another show for Dave or go any further, but I reached my goal, so.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And there's all a bunch more too. There's the world's an open place.
Oh
you don't.
Yeah, I've met a lot of cool people and a lot of clients just from
That's awesome.
from the beginning filming with Sam. Sam is, I really look up to Sam. He's a genius. He's got I don't know if you heard of G2 forms.
Yep.
So he made G2 forms during COVID, the pandemic. They couldn't get forms for mannequins for whitetails. So what's he do instead of?
He sees the need.
He does. So he starts making them himself, and now he's built this company up to what it is,
Yeah, a lot of taxidermists use G2 forms.
Yeah,
and you can request them and have them ordered.
Yeah, and they have a whole bunch of different options and molds, and which I'm really lucky to have Sam on my side. He supports me in everything I do and helps me out if I need it. And if I got a question, he helps me out a lot of like my financial questions. I'm like, hey, what would you do? And he's like, just go for it, because he hit rock bottom. He lost his multi-million-dollar Gaylord construction company, whatever the name of it was. And, at one point he's like, I was sitting in my garage in my car, was going to leave it running. He's like, I couldn't take it no more. And then he's like, an opportunity came up and we dug ourselves out of it by buying out an archery shop, taking another risk, buying an archery shop and selling it all on eBay.
Yeah.
So he's helped me out a lot. I really look up to him as far as that and, several other things, but meeting him and, I felt so dumb out at the at the Deer and Beer Festival show. and I'm recording him, and it was new at that point, working for somebody else, so to speak. And I was like, man, I probably look so dumb doing this. But no, just saying yes and, meeting the right people.
Yeah.
Is
That's
what
a
it
that's a
boils
cool
down
story,
to,
man. It is inspiring that anybody can focus on something and achieve it, whether it's real estate or filming or lifting or whatever. We've had countless people on that can prove that, and then everybody has their rock bottom point. Mm-hmm. There are people that make it. Elon Musk didn't just make it. He had problems. They've hit rock bottom and they've found a way to come out of it.
And like, I wouldn't say like a rock bottom, I'd been at that time I'd been with Railroad for 9 years, something like that. I was just stagnant.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
how
I
I'm
wanted
feeling.
something else.
You wanted freedom.
I did. Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
I made a living, we could go take a vacation when we wanted and buy the groceries that we wanted, drive a car that we wanted. But I was like, that don't make me happy.
Exactly.
I was like, I got to have something that gives me drive, gives me purpose. And then the next thing you know, I got my kid into it, and I'd met somebody, another gentleman through Sam, and done some video work for him. And he's like, hey, we put on a youth deer camp. He's like, would your boy want to come up and, or would you like paid? It's like, well, heck yeah, I'd rather my kid kill a deer, than me get a little bit of money, so just things like that, it's really opened the doors for opportunities that I didn't think possible. I didn't think I'd ever hunted an outfitter in northern Missouri, which, I mean, technically I didn't, Pistol did, my son, but we were able to make a video out of it, put it on YouTube, and he still talks about it.
Yeah.
So,
How's he doing too? So he had a surgery this week?
yeah, he's doing good. Yeah, he just had some tubes put in.
Okay.
So, yeah. Now he can hear a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a wild ride ever since mid 24 when I said yes.
Yeah.
That's if you look at any successful person, there's always risk that they take.
Yeah.
And that just say yes is, a big thing. Like you said, he was wanting to turn the car on in the garage and, end it. Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes those risks, they take a toll on you.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get
Yep.
anywhere else
Yep.
if you don't take them risk.
Right.
I mean, and there's a fine line. Like, you've got to weigh, like, you can't just lose your house. Like, you have to have a solid.
It's got to be methodical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Especially
can't
when you
just
have
go
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just go out on a thing and be like, man, I want to be a millionaire, and then just kind of go chase stuff and then lose your house, and then your kid is homeless. You gotta step by step it. But I mean,
That was kind of like when I sold my truck. I told Mariah, I was like, hey, I'm gonna sell my truck, find something else, and I want to buy a camera.
you sacrifice.
Yeah, she's like, what do you mean a camera? I was like, I want the FX6.
Yeah.
I want it.
Go for gold.
Yeah, she's like, well, what's that? And I was like, well, it's more than the Sequoia we just bought. And she's like,
Is
are
it
you kidding
expensive?
me? And I was like, yeah, but look what I have coming up, and she's like, all right, go for it. You can do it.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool. Yeah.
I think that's one big thing too is having. Sorry, I'm adjusting my headphones.
you're good.
I got a tiny head.
My ears get
Tiny
killing
head,
me.
big dreams.
Yeah, tiny head, big
Yeah.
dreams. Yeah, but is having good support.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
been one thing behind me is, she might question it. Is hey, is this something that you really want to do, or is this But it's like, hey, here's my plan. It's not just an idea. I thought it out. I've wrote it down. I've went over the pros and cons, and it's like, all right, I support you.
Yep.
That's a big thing.
Yeah. No, you have to have it because like what we're doing, all I'm out money. That's all I am.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
make anything, and I keep buying and keep buying and keep taking time away. I hardly ever see them in the evenings between coming in and trying to get a lift in a couple times a week and coming down here and doing this. And it's like, man, am I really on the right track here?
Yeah.
Just keep on stepping.
Yep.
And that's all I can do. And something shows up to where, hey, like you had enough steps, and then that'll come. But hopefully I just keep striding and slowly get on that decline of the hill instead of the upcline.
Yep.
It may take a while.
Yeah, and I mean, it took me a while before, I started seeing like dividends and actually like, oh, hey, I'm making a little bit of money, and it's paid for my camera gear now, so now it's add to it. But
Yeah.
one of my first goal was kind of just to pay for what I've done.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Like
a good.
when I first got a camera and first started taking pictures, I was like, one of my first thoughts was, okay, I need to figure out a way that I could get my money back in return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I started doing, you know, senior pictures and, you know, engagement pictures. And I've probably legitimately done 500 car photo shoots.
Oh yeah, you used to do that for the
Yeah.
toy.
I used to do that.
What was the toy
The
place?
Toy Box.
Toy Box.
Yeah,
yeah.
Eric. Yeah, he's helped me out a lot.
Eric Ross?
Eric Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big shout out to him. He's helped me a lot, and I learned a ton of that from him.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good dude. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. And then he got me hooked up with. I can't even think of the name of the company now. Exotic Car Trader. You know, so I'd get a call from
Is it
Exotic.
Recar?
No, Exotic Car
Josh?
Trader.
Oh, that's actual. Okay.
Yeah. So they do like online auctions.
Yeah, I got you.
So somebody hollering for you?
Somebody outside?
I seen something pass.
I think. Oh, hey, buddy, what's up? She's upstairs, buddy.
Go take care of it. We'll wait.
Yeah, I'll be right back,
We'll
guys.
wait, we'll wait.
You guys carry on.
All right.
Maybe see if we can find my dog.
That's what he's looking for. Yeah, so I got hooked up with Exotic Car Trader. So I'd get a call from them, be like, hey, we got a Ferrari in Farmington that needs photos.
yeah.
You know, so I'm like, well, Farmington's a John away, you know. He's like, yeah, we'll cover your fuel, send receipt, or here's an extra $50 for fuel. And so I was hustling doing cars as much as I could just to kind of get my return back on my
Yeah.
camera gear to then I could go buy more lenses, you know, or
Yeah,
whatever
no
it
kidding.
was.
Those things ain't cheap.
No, they're not. It's anything with a camera, especially with an S on it for Sony, they're proud of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But no, I think the main thing was just trying to find a way for it to pay for itself. That
Yep.
way I could keep growing, expand my portfolio, meet new people, you know.
Yeah.
But that was an easier way for especially Mariah to kind of accept it, that it wasn't just a constant negative coming out of the accounts.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah, and getting with the right people.
absolutely.
Just like I've said a million times, you want to be a millionaire, hang out with a millionaire. A lot of people will look at these wealthy or not wealthy, but successful people,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll talk crap about them. Well, they didn't get where they're getting by doing that.
the bare minimum.
I mean, they hung out with people like that, you know, and that's where you're going to grow is you're going to, you know, look up to those people, find out what made them successful. How do I become like that? Like, I mean,
Learn from their mistakes.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not everybody's going to be cool. I mean, you're probably going to meet some,
Yeah, I've met a few people that we no longer have relationships with that had went sour over disagreements or, you know, whatever it may be. But I don't hate the person. They don't hate me. We just weren't on the same common
yeah,
ground.
exactly. We don't jive well.
Yeah.
You know, we're
yeah,
not
exactly.
the same people.
No hard feelings.
Exactly.
You know, so,
Yeah.
you know, whether it was you weren't happy with my product or I wasn't happy with your product or, you know, something like that. It is what it is. It ain't a big deal. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's funny how things turn out in life. I was talking the other day. Some kids, you know, they come straight out of the gate swinging. Like at 21 years old, they know what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
They strive for it, and they get it. And by the time they're 28, I mean
They're there.
they're there.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it took me a long time to get that drive.
Oh,
like
yeah.
for the longest time in my 20s, man, I was happy just working at a factory, coming home on the weekends, hanging out with my buddies, you know,
Yeah.
like just living life. That was
Yeah.
fun to me.
Well, I mean, at one time that was your dream.
Yeah.
You know, your dream was to have a steady job, go do what you want on the weekends.
Yeah.
That was.
And
what
there's
you
nothing
wanted.
wrong with that.
No,
like
no.
it took care of my family.
No,
like
there's nothing
so-
wrong with growth. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like as you get older, it's just like those little things you're always thinking, like, man, that'd be cool to do. Well, why can't I do that? You know, like what's stopping me from
Yep.
doing that? Like, I mean, all I got to do is like take one step forward, and it's not going to get you there right away. I was reading a book. It's called Atomic Habits, and it's talking about, you know, like not anything's built in one day. Like like say you want to lose weight, you go to the gym one time, you're not going to lose weight and look like a ripped dude in one workout.
Yep.
It takes a while, but each one of those little steps of, hey, I conquered it today. I did it today. I did it today. It said eventually you're going to hit that window where
Yep.
success is.
Yep.
And it's just like filming or anything else. You may not, I mean, you know, did some cool things right off the bat. You know, ran into the right people. But like this podcast, you know, it may take 2-3 years
Oh yeah.
of doing it. And then all of a sudden I feel like there's going to come a awakening where
Yeah.
it's like, holy cow, look at that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like we did it, you know,
Yep.
like
Exactly.
we're there.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited. Like just hearing your stories excites me.
I
Like
mean,
that's cool.
I
Like,
appreciate it. I've never really shared it with anybody. Like I told you earlier, it's not that I don't have a lot of friends, but I don't really talk to a lot of friends. And
Yeah.
when I'm talking to friends, I'm normally talking about chasing whitetails.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it was. I was glad I got to be able to share it. But
And I feel like a lot of times when people do, they go out and they chase their dream, you're gonna have a lot of people that are like they think you're crazy. They
Oh.
think you're stupid or whatever. But then all of a sudden tables will turn and it'll be like, holy cow, you did it.
Yeah.
But and I've never made it to that point yet because I've always like the Acre and Outdoors thing. I was on my way there and then all of a sudden I kind of, just kind of got burned out and quit.
Yep.
But if you can keep from getting burned out and always, I think that's the biggest thing that I'm working on in my life right now is always staying positive.
Right.
No
Yeah.
matter what.
Oh, you have to.
Like
Yeah.
always think of the positive outcomes of every situation.
Especially through the grind of things.
Yeah.
Because I went a little while where I'd post something, which I'm not saying I'm not popular by no means. I'm not an influencer. I don't want to be an influencer by no means. But I would post something and it wouldn't get any engagement, very little likes, and then I throw it on my story and I can see who's seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't hear anything from anybody, and then I get home from Africa and I'm like, oh dude, I seen you went to Africa. That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Yeah, you're living dreams that
it's
people.
like you should have. I wanted your support from the beginning.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
that's all I wanted. But
That's what we were talking about on the way here. Like, man, I would love to be wealthy in the sense of like that I had the opportunities to take my buddies and be able to go on trips like that. Take my family down on vacation and not have to worry about going out to eat because you can't afford it.
Right.
You're just there and that's all you can do. Like, I want to be able to live.
Yeah.
Like, and
yeah, and that's one big goal of mine is, I mean, yeah, I think personally it'd be cool to be like, oh yeah, I got 500,000 in the bank, but I don't want to be rich, but I want to be rich when it comes to memories and experiences.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
be capable of having those.
I don't want to have enough money to go. One of my goals that I've written down that I'd like to have one day is a center console boat that you see like on Lake of the Ozarks.
Center console what?
Boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a $750,000 boat. But yeah, that's a goal one day that would
yeah.
be cool to reach. But one of my main goals is just to be able to fund whether it's me and my friends to go on a hunting trip, something like that. If I got a buddy who's like, oh yeah, I got the points, but Iowa $700. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Let's go have fun. Let's go hunt. That's all I want to do is have enough
Exactly.
money to have fun with the people I care about.
Exactly. I don't want to be greedy. Like a 750,000 boats is fun, but what makes it even funner is having it loaded
friends
with buddy.
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And-
yeah. But no, I that was kind of one thing that I picked up from you guys is I've heard it a million times is, oh, write things down. But when I heard somebody that I personally knew that said, hey, I'm writing things down and it's helping,
Yeah.
it really hit me hard. Like, maybe that's a real thing,
Yeah.
And I heard that on this show, and so I started doing that a couple months ago, and I've wrote, I don't know, 24 things in there, but my boat's one of them,
Yeah.
which I probably never have, but it's at the top, at the very end,
Yeah,
it's
kidding.
there. But yeah, it's like, especially like small goals. I like writing down small goals that I know are achievable.
Yep.
But that's what helps me go when the grinding's hard.
Yeah. Because it's something I've been trying to do too, like, to conquer my fear of getting into this real estate business is like, there's fear in everything. Like, so you're always facing that fear, but to face it, like what I'll do sometimes, and this may sound stupid, but like I'll get in front of the mirror and I'll look at myself and I'll point at myself and look at myself in the eyes in the mirror and say, you are you're a top dog real
You're a
estate.
beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got this, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be able to help so many people and, just talk positive to
Oh, yeah.
yourself because like whenever you talk negative to yourself, you're going to believe that. If you tell a lie long enough, you're going to believe it.
Yeah.
And so if you always say, man, I'm too tired. I'm always tired. I ain't got enough time to do this. I can't do this. I can't do that. Your body's going to naturally formulate that thing. But if you look at yourself every day in the mirror and you say, You got this, dude.
Yep.
Go conquer.
Yep.
Like, don't settle down. And it sounds stupid, and I feel stupid sometimes
It's
when I
not
do
though
that.
because it works.
Yeah.
It really works. You know.
Yeah, it does.
Like I had set a goal one time, which I had told Pistol. I was like, Pistol, one day I'm gonna be friends with Jared Scheffler. Which Jared Scheffler, Whitetail Adrenaline.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've watched his videos for a long time.
You know, I haven't watched his videos.
Oh, dude, I got them all. I think I got them all. Yeah.
Do you have them on DVD?
Yes, I got them all
No
on
kidding.
DVD. Yeah.
That's what he sold for the longest time.
Yeah, that's until here recently.
Yeah.
That's all he.
What does he do now? Does he have to buy the streaming for it, or?
Yeah, so you can buy their latest one, which they have. I think I can't even, not Uncuffed. I can't even think of their latest.
Is it not
one.
called Uncuffed?
No, that was the season before.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, you can buy their latest season as streaming platform, but normally it's all DVDs.
Yeah.
So I had told Pistol, I was like, one day, you know, because I was inspired by the ground hunting. Dude, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
And so I kind of fell in love with the ground hunting style of hunting, watching his DVDs. And I was like, man, we're really not in the place to ground hunt.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very achievable. Here.
Right. I was like, screw it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm getting ready to be, this will be my 4th season of strictly on the ground. I haven't been in a tree.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How's it
And
been going?
I have never been so close to an animal. Dude,
Yeah,
I got a picture. I got a video of a spike, and my lens is all the way zoomed out, and he looks like he's right on top of me. You can see blood coming down his throat from getting into it with another deer.
No kidding.
Yeah, dude, it's
That's
epic.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you want to talk about getting excited?
Yeah.
Like, which I ended up buying like a little type ghillie suit and a leafy suit, and I'm just hiding behind brush and doing all that. I mean, it's kind of hard to like stalk and still hunt in the leaves unless you kind of got wind. So I'm doing more or less just
Setting
camping
up.
out in a spot, you know, but
Yeah.
on the ground. But no blind or nothing, just hiding behind a broken, tore down stump, you know.
Oh yeah.
But dude, you
That's
want to
a-
talk about adrenaline?
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had I set up on a hay bale this summer. Mm-hmm. I was hunting out of the saddle, and I kept seeing these bucks cruise in there's a big field on the farm, but a little bitty spot that's just lower than everywhere else. Well, they were running that low spot. Like if you're looking from way out and the grass is yay tall, you can't really see. I'm like, man, they're so smart to run through that little bitty spot.
I know.
Like, well, let's go on right between these two hay bales. And me and Trevor set up one day on some hay bales and had a buck that he was kind of after, a younger 8-point. I was supposed to say younger. I mean, probably 3-year-old 8-point. Nice
I'd have
deer.
shot it.
Nice deer. But I'm like, dude, yeah, if you want to shoot that deer, shoot it, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm looking for a couple different ones, but like, have all it, you know. Yep. And I'd seen him in velvet starting to shed. Well, when he popped up to us, he was bright red. Had just lost his
just
velvet.
shed his velvet.
Yeah. Well, he's like kind of peeked around a bale, and I can't remember what it was, but another deer had kind of spotted us and got his attention, and we had him at 42 yards. And just couldn't get the drawn back on him. Mm-hmm. So I went and set up in a bale next to a fence line, hoping a couple of them would come back. And I ended up having a doe come up at me. And like you said, the adrenaline rush of it coming up and it's being like just walking around and like walking right up to me, looking at me and going, what the hell are you?
You don't.
And I'm sitting there like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
I think I just got the 360 camera and I had it poked in the ground and I bumped it with my arrow and it goes, falls over. And that's when that deer spotted me. Well, then she wanted to blow. And I don't like that.
No.
Like I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
So it
And
ran
they'll
out
blow
there.
15 times.
Yeah. And then it went out to like 50 some yards and I drew back and shot. Well, I shot and it done a full 375 and I nicked some hair off the front of it. Like I just nicked it.
Yeah.
And it ran off. I'm like, you son of a gun.
I didn't realize, like, I've been busted in a tree stand just from bad wind, you know. But you start setting up on the ground, and especially like, hey, well, there's a nice trail coming through here. It's like, I'm going to set up right here. I'm probably pretty hid. You would not think that they could pick you out, not that because they can smell you, not because they can see you moving, just because you're different.
They know their
in
bedroom.
somewhere that they are frequently at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's crazy.
especially the does. I
Yes.
think the bucks are dumber than the does.
Especially in the right time of year when they're
Yeah.
good old crazy.
They got they got them does. They got the yearlings with them,
I
and
don't like messing with does.
they will pick you off way quicker than a buck will.
Yes, they will. And anybody will tell you that. Oh, man.
That is the cool thing about ground hunting, though, is you can cover more ground. Like if you need to move real quick.
I've done that a lot.
Yeah. These are nice, but it still takes, like I said, it takes me 30 minutes to get set up, 30 minutes to get down. Trying to be quiet with all the camera gear takes forever. It's mobile and it's light and it's better than a lot of things, but it still takes time.
Oh,
and
if
that
you're sneaking
groundwork-
around, it's going to take
And that's
time.
where it's kind of nice, like I said, kind of hunting public. Like they'll carry a couple sticks in case they use it. But a lot of times they're just on the ground hunting.
And see, that's kind of what I started doing, or at the beginning of it. I'd had my saddle. I actually had the Carbon S sticks there, and I'd have my Carbon S sticks, and I'd be like, well, I'm just gonna kind of ground hunt. If I need to climb, I will. And then I got to where I was like, I felt like I had to climb,
Yeah.
to be successful. I was like, well, I'm just gonna ditch them, so that's what I did. And
That's all. Ground hunting is fun.
it is. It's
Especially
a lot
when
of fun.
when you can get an experience. Me and my buddy Eric McNew, we used to do that a bunch down there at Rebel Cave Road. You know where that is?
I think.
So you go get on 34,
Yes.
and turn left, and then it's
Yep.
like that first gravel.
Yes.
We used to hunt that conservation area down
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I remember we walked down.
Is that the one that goes down Joe Bill?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we walked down there, and there was a doe trail coming right by us, and I was just standing there. And all of a sudden, I heard footsteps coming at me, and all of a sudden, this doe, she's got her head down, not even looking up, and she's coming right at me. I was like, holy cow. And she came within 3 foot of me, and I had to almost put my hand out because she almost ran me over. And then all of a sudden, she seen me, and she's like, hello. But yeah, that was an adrenaline rush, even if it was just a doe.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I'll go back to it if I got a big buck on, pegged down or something. I was like, I got to be in a tree. But
Yeah.
but as far as for an adrenaline rush and for what I want to do in my hunting career, I like being on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just facing challenge after challenge.
Yeah. And I think at first, especially the first year, I was like, oh man, I got to be in the woods. It's beginning to be daylight, and then slowly you realize that don't really matter.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
It really don't. Since I've hunted on the ground, I've had way more big buck encounters. I've killed way more bucks than I did when I was tree stand hunting. I don't know if it's just because I felt like, oh, hey, I'm going to go, I think I got a spot in here. And then you find a tree and you're like, oh, well, this one will work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'll do.
It'll do type situation. And it just made me a lot more mobile and care less about the time, because I felt like, oh, it's coming on daylight, or it's getting kind of late, I need to find a spot. And it put me more in the action to where I needed to be.
Yeah. We're probably more in tune. Like once you're on the ground, like you can't be jacking around. In a
That's-
stand, you get complacent.
I do feel like I'm a lot more laser focused.
Yeah, I guarantee it. I've tried it a few times, haven't had any luck, but there's a lot of times I sit in a stand, don't have any luck either.
That first.
I get like 1 or 2 opportunities a year, and if I don't capitalize on it, like you're SOL.
Yeah. The first year I didn't kill anything. The second year I got one down in Kansas, and then that was kind of what engraved it into my head. Like, dude, that adrenaline rush. That I got,
like once it happens,
oh my God,
I can imagine, dude, shooting a big old buck on the ground.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah, like you're on his playing terms.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah, I was tucked into this big brush pile. Had no idea I was there.
Yeah.
It was a long shot, but he didn't know I was
I
there.
remember
That's why you practice.
Yeah.
I used to always watch Tim Wells. And
Slot
Oh,
master.
yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
I met Tim too. He's a cool kid.
Yeah.
He's wild.
I've heard he is.
He's wild.
I watch a lot of his stuff, and he's one of those.
I watch a lot of his daughter.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I shared a reel. I didn't share it. I guess I shared it to Trevor and
Sydney,
Alexa. Sydney. Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
it's Sydney.
Yep.
Yep.
Act
God
like
bless
I
her.
didn't know.
Huh?
I was acting like I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Who is this?
They had a
I don't know.
drone
We got
flying
nowhere.
over, and I guess they're like, "Hey, cast a reel while that drone's flying over." It didn't work. Oh, there it is. She caught the drone, and the
Oh,
drone
did
went
she?
down the water, and her fiance, whatever, is sitting there, like all calm and nonchalant. He's like, "You think it floats?" I laughed so damn hard, and she turns around and like, "I didn't mean to do that."
Dude, so I got a funny jump.
This stupid thing.
I got a funny drone story.
Chicken brown cow.
That's my sign.
A
That's
guy,
your sign.
a guy I work with, he bought this drone at an auction. He paid like I think $70 for it or whatever, but it was like a China made drone. Well, he brought it to work one day, and he's like, I cannot get this thing working. So it would turn on, and it would pair, and then all of a sudden it would lose pair. And so like he's like, you might be able to play with it. So I'm playing. Heck, 4 of us are playing with it, trying to figure out what's going on. And then all of a sudden, like I got to where I could get it paired, I could get it on, and I could fly it up in the air just a little bit, but then it would fall back down because it would lose pair.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if we took it outside, out.
See where this is going.
Yeah. And he's like, let's try it. So we took it out because there was no roof there. And all of a sudden, dude, I got it up in the air and it took off a little bit. He's like, there it goes, there it goes. And it lost power and it dropped to the ground. And I was like, man, I said, it's just losing power. I don't know what's going on. He's like, do it again. He's like, you had it going. So I was like, all right. So I took it up again. And that time I just left the stick crammed up. That sucker. And then he's like, all right, there it is right there. And he's like, now bring it back down. Bring it back down. I'm like holding the stick all the way down. I'm like, it lost power. I was like, and it just keeps going up.
I know exactly how that feels because we were actually in Africa and I was like, hey Sam, whoa. He's like, what? I was like, the sunrise right behind this windmill. I was like, I gotta get some drone footage.
Epic.
He's like, all right. So I start flying the drone. We're flying. He's like, hey, we need to get going because we were after this nice water buck that they had seen that we had seen the evening before. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna bring it back, and same thing. I put the arrow down, and I'm watching my screen, and it's just just going.
It's supposed to return home. They don't return home.
And I'm like, oh shoot, what do I do? I'm like, this drone ain't coming home. What do you mean? I'm like, it's not coming home. It's
Was it
going.
still moving? Yeah, dude, I've had that happen too.
It's
like,
a DJI. It's a DJI drone.
Yeah.
You know, it's never done it before. I've ran it for hours, and he's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I flag in my position, you know, so I kind of marked where it went, and they ended up getting out of range, which is about 2 miles, 2 or 3
Dang,
miles
yeah.
from, you know, because
which one are you running?
it was the Mavic 2 Pro.
Okay, I just got the little Maverick
And-
Mini SE.
And it'll go farther than that, but with how we were, because there was a little bit of mountains in between
Thank
us.
God.
Yeah, it lost, and I was like, hey, I got a pinpoint. We'll go do our thing. We'll find it later. So we went and done our thing, and that was actually a good story because this water buck that he was after, we ended up getting on him. He comes out, and normally Sam's like, you on him. And so I was trying to actually get a close shot of him.
You're like, the drone's on him right now.
Yeah, no, the drone's going. But that'd be cool. No, so I was actually trying to get a tight shot on him, and I was in the middle of zooming in and finding focus on the water buck.
Yeah.
And then I hear boom. I'm like, shoot, this is the first shot I've missed.
Oh, no.
You know, I've had a perfect track record. And I was like, Sam, you didn't ask if I was on him. He's like, I didn't have time. And I was like, well, did you hit him? He's like, I don't think so. I'm like, well, I know I didn't hit focus. I said, I wasn't even close.
We're both over 2 right now.
Yeah, we're over 2. And so he's like, we get down there and we find blood. And in the way the way it works in Africa is if you draw blood, you pay for it.
Right.
Whether you find it or not, you're
Yeah.
paying.
Really?
Yeah. And so we had the trackers out there, and we ended up not finding it, which, you know, sucks for Sam and his bank account.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I didn't find focus, so I'm glad. Yeah, kind of
Kind of glad.
I'm glad-
If it makes you feel any better.
yeah, I'm glad the water buck's still alive and
Yeah.
the tail lives on. But yeah, so after that, I think it took us almost 2 hours to find that drone just because it's
Yeah.
so thick.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where's it at?" I'm like, "I don't know. I got the pin right here. It's somewhere around here." But we finally ended up flying it, and it actually was still worked after that.
Heck yeah.
That was the only pairing issue I've ever had. I don't know why.
I need to update mine. So I bought a refurbished one on Amazon, and it's supposed to have like a max range of 2 miles.
I love buying refurbished.
Well, this one didn't do me so good.
It didn't.
I lost about half the elevation and only can go about a third of the distance.
Yep.
Flying time is only like 10 minutes. It's cool. It does me what I've done with it, but I want to do so much more. I love it, drone footage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it. You know, and I don't do shit illegally. Like I do it by the book.
I was actually going to bring that up because
Okay.
I got a lot of downtime right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I watch a lot of YouTube, and especially the solo guys that are out there hunting. I wonder how
Man.
much shady shit's going on.
So that's like. So I would love to get into drone recovery. I'm afraid if I invested in it, they're going to illegalize it.
Yep.
Because, man, there's so many freaking people. If you give anybody an inch, you're taking 5 miles of it. I don't. They're probably crossbow hunters. I don't know.
They
Because,
are.
dude, like, I get it. It'd be so easy. Are there any deer here? You know, I can fly it
especially if it's
at
thermal.
midnight. I can fly it at 5 a.m. before I walk into my stand. I can fly it at 2 p.m. before I walk in my stand. I can fly it while I'm in the stand and see if there's anything when I'm walking out. You'd be easy, man. You could be slaying bucks and keep that underneath your vest and never tell nobody.
Yeah, it goes
But, you
back
know,
to morals.
I don't
though.
even fly it if I'm hunting.
No.
Like I fly it after,
Yep.
or I don't fly it in an area that I'm hunting because you're supposed to have a 24-hour no-fly zone and hunting zone. I wish people would just do better.
Oh yeah.
Because it's taken away from people that really give a shit.
Yeah.
It is, and we're just a small voice. There's a lot of people that talk about it, but it's like it's not just going to change stuff. It's like people like Missouri. It's illegal to bait. Mm-hmm. You go anywhere in the woods, man. If you flew in aerial footage, it'd be yellow.
You know how many bags of corn I found on public ground?
Now, I say everybody, but 99% of the people that show me the big bucks they kill year in, year out, 50-pound bag of corn on the ground all the time. I'm like, sweet. We're done this illegally.
Yeah.
Now here's a moral question for you. Like, what's the difference between that like live scope stuff and fishing?
I get that. I get that too.
But I mean, they've
I'm not
they've kind of restricted that some of the tournaments too.
I'm not a fisherman, but it just
that's crazy.
It seems like fish aren't. I mean, to me, just fish are just fish.
Right.
You know, it's like you're allowed to catch perch and then turn around and put them on a trot line.
Yeah. I'm
not allowed to catch a fawn and turn around and put it on a bait for a bear.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
but at what point is where is it wrong?
The same thing,
especially when
like,
money's involved.
I mean, you talk about guided fishing. If they've got a live scope on there, I mean, they're doubling their salary because now instead of like having to go find the fish and do it,
I don't think
they know where the fish are.
I don't think you should be able to use it during big tournaments.
I think that it's either the Bassmasters or one of them. They put a time limit window.
Okay.
Where you're allowed to do it.
I think it's cool technology.
Oh, yeah.
But it does rate because just like fish, you know, I'm not a fisherman, but you know, those guys have to be put through a lie detector test. You know, big bucks do things to people, fishing spots do things to people, trapping spots do things to people. Like I get it.
Especially when
I'm just not familiar with it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's an expensive piece of gear. What size is a drone? When if you put apples to apples, you're going to spend that much on a good drone. You know, a quality DJI is going to get you 30 minutes of flying time, 5-mile range, 300 foot in elevation, whatever.
Oh, I mean,
you're
what
looking
is
at
a thermal drone? 3 to 5?
I think you're like more like
if you're looking at
16.
If you're looking at business,
that's right. That
$8,000 gets you a start.
A what? How much?
$8,000 can get you like it's not necessarily entry level, but it gets you to where you can have your own business. But you want to get up in that $15,000-$20,000 range, have spares, have all the
with
batteries.
A spotlight on it.
Shoot, yeah, man, little AR sitting next to it.
Little microphone.
Now some of them
I
drones,
think it's a great tool.
Yeah,
but it just needs to be used right.
Some of them drones do have them spotlights because once they find the buck, then they'll turn the spotlight on it to really see what that buck is.
Yeah.
You imagine if we knew, like if everybody's had to take a lie detector test, how many big bucks got killed this year? With your own info beforehand.
So I'm gonna.
Well, and you can even do surveying, which I'm fine with surveying because I would like to know
out of season surveying.
I agree. I agree. And there's some guys he's in Missouri actually. I think he's up in Middle Missouri. I can't remember his name. I think he was on a Hunter podcast, but
the whitetail research guy.
Yeah, maybe him.
Yeah,
but he's like, I don't hunt.
No, he gave up like season.
Yeah, and I respect that. He's like, I'm doing this for statistic stuff only. He's like, I help guys out, but it ain't. He's like, I will, and I believe him. Like he seemed like a standout guy. I believe him that he's only doing it for research and not releasing information present time.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to know where you're at because hey, are my efforts working? You know, is my density where I need to be? You don't know.
But yeah, he's doing the right thing. He's taking that knowledge from missing a season, sacrificing a season, and then rolling it into the next year that he is hunting, that he's not flying.
Well, it's turning into income too because people like, say the Drury's or something would want to know that.
Yep.
And for not a whole lot of money and not a whole lot of time, you could have somebody come in and monitor your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it does, like, it's a cool research tool because he's learned how deer move.
Yep.
You know, but it would take not hunting because, man, if you got on that buck for a lifetime, it'd be hard not to cross the line. Mm-hmm. It would be. I can pretty much honestly say I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't do it, but I'm also not in his shoes.
Yeah.
You know, we can all say you're not going to do something, but once an opportunity is presented to you,
once you're in that situation, you see your buck.
Yeah, like, well, you know, me and you guys
area.
know about this. Yeah. You're not going to tell anybody, are you?
Well, yeah, I heard word the other day of a buck that I know of that was poached, like literally, like at nighttime with a crossbow. But like, you hear that stuff, and I mean, there ain't really nothing you can do. I mean, you could call the game wardens on them. Cause,
I'm not that guy.
But I'm not going to do that. But like, I faced off against that. I think it was 2 years ago. I had a buck come in. I knew it wasn't the caliber of buck I wanted to kill. It was like a 115 incher. It come right underneath me. I was like, I'm just going to draw down on it, So I drew down on it. Well, then my instincts took over.
Once I draw, it's hard.
I shot, killed him, And dude, like I was cussing myself after I killed him. I'm like, dang it, dang
Which
it,
you
dang
shouldn't
it.
do that
Why'd I
either.
do that?
You
Why'd
know
I
that.
do that? You know, like, and then like, dude, I went through an emotional roller coaster there because, you know, I was upset.
When I shot him, I kind of done the same thing. I thought it was a buck I shot this year.
Well, and like in the back, like I had the devil and the angel on my shoulder.
Yeah.
The devil was saying, hey, you're right close to the house. Like, if just take that buck home. If you can get him to the house, skin him, clean him,
You'll get another.
Yeah.
Time.
just keep hunting.
You can show your buddies; they're going to congratulate you because they're doing the same thing.
And then all of a sudden the angel over here was like, no, that guy you were griping about poaching
That's the same
with a
guy.
spotlight, that's the same
That's
thing.
the same guy.
You know, and it's like, no, you can't. And so like I talked myself into it. I was like, no, don't get greedy because I mean, like, you know, put a tag on it. So,
Yeah.
and I called Ethan that night or right after that. And, you know, I'm like worked up. He's like, dude, he's like, you just shot a pretty good buck on
It's
public ground. He's
yeah,
like,
I mean, don't
some
own
people
it.
would
Love
die
it.
to do
Enjoy
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, don't dog yourself for that. And
Yeah,
I was like,
I got
yeah,
a few of them things hanging
I was
up,
like,
you know,
you're
and I'm
right.
still proud of them.
Yeah.
Did I think it was a different deer? Yeah. Did I get freaking worked up? Did I send it to Randy Birdsong? Like, dude, I just shot this buck on film and everything. He's like, congrats, man. Though, be happy.
Yeah.
Be happy
Yeah.
that I got one coming in on film on my own house food plot that I put in. You know, me and the family and my neighbors, and then a buck that I'd watched all year long and a year prior. I think it was a 3-year-old deer. I shot him, and he ran 70 yards and died, no pain. You know, like
them antlers can make guys do,
they can do
you know,
crazy things.
and like that's what I've had a lot of soul searching is like, you know, for me, I'm not speaking for everybody else, but for me, sometimes killing big bucks, I love killing big bucks. But for me, a lot of times it turned into I wanted to kill that buck so I could prove I was a big buck killer.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanted the name of being a big buck killer. It wasn't the fact that I just enjoyed it, you know, like,
And
so now
to
I'm
that,
getting.
it ain't necessarily wrong. Depends on, to me, it just depends on your goals.
Yeah, and it, to me, it like
You know?
kind of got off like I remember when I first started bow hunting, dude. I was excited about any 4-legged brown thing. That
That's
walked
where
in
that's
front
where
of
it
me.
becomes a problem. There, we're about to say there.
And I'm like, you know, like started kind of not getting excited over the small bucks, or
Yeah.
you know, getting mad, or you get on Facebook and you see somebody you're not really fond of,
All
and
the
they kill a
time.
140 incher, and you're like, what the heck?
I
Like,
want to kill something.
like
Yeah.
yeah, that's where
That's
it's
like-
like,
what about me? As what was that with?
what was me?
on Working Class? Was it Eric? Or no. It was their original taxidermist guy, money bags Mark.
Oh yeah, Mark.
And they're like, because he was talking about that. He
What
went like
about
9
me?
seasons without killing a deer, and somebody shot like his deer, and they're like, "What about me?"
Yeah.
So it sticks with you because it's easy to get that mindset. And I don't want to ever sound arrogant about a crossbow this or the big deer this. Like I have my own opinions. I still love hunting and I love talking to hunters, no matter what they're doing. I'm still going to listen to their story about how they poached a deer September 10th at midnight in a ladder stand. True story. It's like, dang, I wish you hadn't have done that. But like, you know what? It's your property. Maybe you didn't have time to hunt during the season and you shot a buck.
Well,
Do I
everybody,
wish you had to done it?
And
everybody's
but,
morals are going to be different.
yeah.
than yours.
And
Like
we're brought up around this area where people just do that.
We were talking
yeah.
about that the other day. I was talking with somebody, and it's like, you know, like I grew up doing that. Like that's the only way I really knew because my dad never really hunted.
Yeah.
So like how I got introduced to hunting was a 30-pack of beer and a 22 mag in a truck.
Yeah.
Like that's how I got
Yeah.
introduced to it.
Yep.
And you didn't know it was wrong.
I killed a lot
Yeah,
of
I
deer
had
like
no
that.
idea. Didn't know. Didn't
And
understand.
then like as I grew up, it's like now I'm at that point where like I really do try to be as ethical as I can because it's a conscious thing. Like I want to do what's right because it's right, not because anybody else knows
Ethical,
it.
Right, yeah.
lawful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of people that never grow out of that mindset. I can tell you of a 70-year-old man right now, I know that would drop a deer out of a truck window right now and he wouldn't give 2 craps about it. You know,
Yeah,
like,
and-
cause he just, that's how he is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I
And
mean,
I
he's
was
a
like-
good dude. He's just,
That's just
he
how
just
he's
doesn't
raised.
have those. Yeah. He doesn't
Yeah.
have that.
And that was like this year. I had a rough year. I'd missed one in Nebraska. Me and another buddy went out mule deer hunting, and I'd had a rough season out there and missed one. I came home. Target buck I was after came in. I was on the ground. I was on my little private piece, and I was anticipating a duck because he knew I was there. He didn't duck.
Oh, shoot.
I ended up just kind of grazing him.
Yeah.
And then, rifle season rolls around. I told my buddy, I was like, man, I got to get my mind right. I want to go kill something with my rifle and get my mind
Gotta
right.
get some confidence back too.
And,
Yeah.
because I was down. And so I went out on some public, seen this buck bedded, real windy. It had just rained during rifle season.
Yeah.
I ended up sneaking up on him to like 80 yards. Shot him with my rifle.
Hell yeah.
I didn't bring a camera. I
Hell
wasn't
yeah.
worried about a camera. It was for my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I ended up killing it. Didn't post a picture of him. I told Brandon about it.
You think you sent me a picture?
Did I send you one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
You gave me a little background story.
Yeah,
on it.
it was just a small little 8-point, but I needed. It's
Yeah.
not that I needed to kill one, but
Needed that.
I'd
just-
had so many
yeah.
hard times. I
And
was,
it's not like you're just taking a life because you wanted blood. Like,
Right,
You know,
yeah.
it's deeper.
yeah, I needed that self confidence back
Yeah.
that I could still do it. You know,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a thing to impress. You
Yeah.
know, it wasn't to make a video out of. It wasn't to post on social media. It was just a thing for within myself. You
Yeah.
know? So
I
but I
like-
think a lot of people get caught up in like what you said earlier is, man, I got to kill a big buck because I got to post it.
Post it, yeah.
I got to seem cool. I got to fit in.
Yeah.
I got to kill that 140. You know, but when honestly, in all reality, a 130 is pretty big.
I will
Shoot,
say. I
dude,
will
yeah.
say.
know
How
what I
often do
mean?
you see a 130 in
Yeah.
the woods?
I've never
I mean,
killed
or-
a 130.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I think it was less than, or like 1% of bow hunters kill a 130-inch deer.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Open
over
young.
Pope and Young buck. Yeah, it's astronomically how big. Like you get on social media, yeah, everybody is, but you look at we're just a little bitty drop of water
And we're
in the
following,
ocean.
we're following the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
You know, the top of the crop.
The
They're
social
killing
media
them.
is.
Yeah.
They're
like-
killing them.
Yeah.
Social media is like the devil when
It
it,
is,
comes
man.
to
You look
like.
at all the comments underneath that crap. It's
I was telling
Terrible.
Megan the other day. I can't remember. I think it was somebody on the podcast was talking about hunting is where they kind of get with God,
I think
and
it's
that's
Matt.
and that's where they find
I think
God.
it's Matt, which I do too. I talk all the time. That's my church.
And that is true, but I'll tell you right now, for me, hunting is where I find the devil too. Because
Yeah.
in the aspect of when you take one of these and you got service up on a ridge, you got a lot of downtime on your hands. And
Yep.
that's when you start scrolling that social media or something
Uh-huh.
like that, or you see a pretty girl or something, you're like, daggum, she's pretty or something. You get to thinking these wild thoughts, and it's like, I mean, that's kind of one of my goals from now on out is like, I mean, you need a phone
Yeah.
just in case you fall out of your tree stand or stuff, but don't bog your mind down with that stuff. Put
Yeah.
that sucker in your pocket and
And-
enjoy nature.
That's true.
Which, I'd been married before, been divorced, been through all that.
I had to.
And I think that's kind of like a mindset, where you're at on your path, because I used to fall down that path a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dang, that girl's good looking. I'm going to see what else you got going on.
Yeah.
But now,
You're going on like a tumble.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to look at all these.
Huntress 575.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go back to June when
Yeah.
it's summertime.
You ever find yourself just in like you're drooling almost, or just,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden a deer walks up and you're like, crap, I'm
Yep.
not even ready.
But see,
like,
I've kind of felt where I've evolved to where I don't fall to that as often. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
yeah.
No, I it's
totally.
the same path. I try to stay off of it. Like you said, your mind gets wandering. You're sitting up there and you put your cold hands in your warm
You do
front
fall
pocket.
into it, but how far do you fall into it? It's not as bad.
Not as bad, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just part of progression. And like after you said, how many times you looked up and a deer's there, or you're moving around, not you're up there swaying around in the freaking tree in your saddle like a little weirdo.
Dude, I remember.
Hey, dude, I get up there to start swaying around.
Swaying.
I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
I
Sit
remember
still,
when I first
dummy.
when I had one of my first cell cameras. I'm hunting, and I was done the same thing. I was just kind of scrolling. As I'm scrolling, my camera goes off, which is like 40 yards behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So I click on it, and it was like a yearling had walked by, and I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you had been,
If I wouldn't have been in my phone and been looking around and paying attention to the sounds around me, I may have heard it. But
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
It's a
it's definitely.
distraction.
I mean,
Oh, it is.
that whole thing as a man is just a lifelong battle. I mean, you're gonna
We're an
fight
animal. It's Adam and Eve. Same issue. I mean, it's to the very beginning of time. Like it's something in our wires gets freaking sparked with the temptations
Well,
of life.
that's like what I've said before too. The devil has three things he throws at you: the pride of the eyes, the pride of the flesh, and the what is the other one? Dang it,
Money.
Well, no, pride of life, pride of the flesh, and I don't know. Anyways, basically, a man's tempted by his eyes, his flesh, what feels good, and pride. That's the other one. Is just being prideful. And dude, I'm telling you what my eyes see and stuff like that, dude. Even it doesn't matter how right I am with God or in the point of my life or whatever like that. I'll be sitting there and all of a sudden I'll see something pretty
You
walk
always
by
have
and you're
temptation.
like, and then all of a sudden I got sorry, you know, like my bad. Like,
Let me put my shades on.
yeah.
Always wear sunglasses at the beach.
100%.
And I love that about my wife. Like over the years, like she's gotten to where, you know, she understands that a lot better.
Yeah, the
like
jealousy ain't quite there. Like,
the other
Yeah,
day,
Mariah
I'm
would
just
be like,
window shopping.
really?
Yeah.
the other day
Yeah.
we was out somewhere.
What about
And-
me?
And my wife was standing right beside me, and like I was, you know, not even focusing on nothing like that. All of a sudden, this real pretty thing walked by, and man, I just like got locked on it like that. My wife just reaches over and grabs my chin and just turns my head. Like, sorry.
Really?
I was thinking about you, babe. That is, I promise.
I got
She had
wonder
this.
in
She had this
eyes.
tattoo. I was trying to look at it.
Yeah.
I think it was scripture.
I was trying to read that Bible verse on her thigh.
Philippians something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm telling you, that is a
Care if I get a little more?
Dude, drink it, man. Yeah,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
owe you. You got Venmo?
No, nothing.
only got one hand.
Here, let me help you out. You want me to drink it for you too?
No. Just the pour.
You tell me when.
Just a scotch.
A scotch.
That'll do.
What is a scotch?
It's
Scotch.
scotch.
Scotch is a scotch.
Scotch.
He's stingy.
Down from a scotchy.
I actually got that from Randy Huson from Piedmont. No,
No, I don't.
that's the one that got me turned on the scotch.
Scotch.
Yeah.
Do you drink scotch?
No, he just always said scotch.
Really?
Scotch. Give me some scotch.
Just go scotch.
Scotch on the rocks.
Scotch on the rocks. Yeah,
Man,
I picked that up today. I like having a bourbon on a podcast.
I don't know. Like, I'll get in your face with the camera. I'll go in and out, walk around. But when it comes to talking, I just get a little jittery. I just got to take the edge.
I do too, man. And sometimes Wednesdays to me are always my hardest day. Like I know this is coming on, but it just seems like the day just I get in my head, and I'm like, man, I can't even talk. Like I don't feel like I can talk tonight.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of quiet earlier, but I was also listening to your stories. Just you have a lot to offer, you know, and just to be appreciative of and like respect. But when the podcast turns on, it's like I get in the conversation mode, and I don't have to drink to carry on a conversation on a podcast. But I'm kind of social anyway, but not always. But this kind of stuff, like anytime I go out, like if I go to the gym or if I'm out doing something, talk hunting, like those two things, I will not shut up about.
Right.
Like I can just go on and on and on and on, especially when somebody's passionate about it too. It's like, man, like, are we best friends now?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And see, that's kind of how I am. But
Want
then
to do karate?
you're like, hey,
Yeah.
put these headphones on, scoot up to the microphone. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know.
But it ain't bad.
Yeah. No.
Have you not done a podcast before?
You remember Wired to Hunt?
Yeah.
I done Wired to Hunt. I was like episode 94,
Okay.
long time ago. And then Kyle Hankins had one a few years ago. I was on that one. But other than that, I've told everybody no.
Do you remember?
So we're like lucky.
yeah.
Well, it's because it's friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I personally know you. I'm comfortable. Now, like the microphone made me a little nervous. I don't
Especially when
like
you
being
get
on
real
camera.
close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really like being on camera either, but you know, I've just kind of got used to it. But yeah, it was just.
Yeah.
I was kind of glad you canceled last weekend because it was like a high of a high, and then I was let down.
I'm sorry.
No, it was good. It worked out because then coming into here, I'm like, what am I worried about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no,
Yeah.
I'm with two of my friends. I've known them for years now. I may not hang out with them all the time. I may
Yeah.
not hunt with them, but we bounce stories back and forth. We bounce ideas back and forth. Me and Scott talk editing back and forth.
Yeah, all the time.
You know, something like that. I love getting. Most of the time, it's a snap. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm doing this, and this, and you know, Premiere Pro's being stupid.
Dude,
I'm like, dude, just
if it works right, something's wrong.
just do Control V. That's
And I
how you
can't-
cut it.
Yeah.
Like
I
something
can't-
stupid
yeah.
like that. You know.
I can't wait till I can earn some money and like start getting back into my film, you know,
Yeah,
stuff.
because you would step back in it and be light years ahead of me
Well, I don't know.
already.
I was playing around on it and I forgot everything. Like,
One, it's different with the Mac, too.
Premiere
Everything's
Pro
different.
just done a huge update.
Did they? I need to see if I have updated it or
And
not.
yeah, I was editing something before I had surgery, and I was like, "Why is Control V not clipping this in half?"
So I couldn't get some of my controls to work on this. I didn't know if it was a computer or if it
No,
was
you ditch hitting Control and you just hit V or C now.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Because sometimes I accidentally hit a button. I'm like, oh crap! Control V, or Control Z to get rid of it.
yeah, to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, to undo.
'Cause I got to figure out like, what did I do? How did I do that?
So now they got it where you can just ditch Control and you just hit V, D, Z, or whatever it may be.
I figured out that it was an L and something's a fast forward and rewind. I think it's L and
I'd have to
L
look at my
L
cheat
and P.
sheet.
L and P.
L and P.
Yeah, you get fast forward.
I got a cheat sheet.
And I need to do that and go through and write it and put it. And that actually, you can buy one of them
The mats. Yep.
And I've had it on my. It's actually in my Amazon cart for like years.
Yeah, mine's been.
So I've always wanted a Mac, and that's Willie's old computer. I need a laptop, and I need one with more memory. That thing's
And see,
not
I
real
got a
great.
laptop, but I wish I had a desktop. And I hate setting up my laptop, getting out a hard drive, hooking it up. I want to have a spot eventually where I can have everything at home. All I got to do is turn it on. You know, I got a stationary hard drive. It's already all hooked up, and I just drag files over.
I've been going through hard drives.
Yeah.
Golly, and they're not getting cheaper.
No, they're going up like real estate.
I've had issues with them too. Like one of them, we'd asked Randy and Nate from Headhunters like which one to get, and they gave me the hard drive. Well, Alexa got it for Christmas. Trevor had done it for me to have Alexa get it for me, and it malfunctioned on me. Like it shows full. I go in, I delete a whole bunch of crap and all the back files, and it still shows full. And I end up having to get more hard drives. Swilly gave me some of his, thankfully.
Yeah.
So I'm running off of like 4 hard drives, even just a podcast. So I've been going in and deleting all the recorded footage and just keeping like my Premiere file and the final file, so I can go in and try to put some clips up. I'm trying to get back through and throw some clips.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I learned was real. What I learned getting into this was like, oh yeah, you know, I might go through a season of my own videoing and have a terabyte of footage.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap, a terabyte of footage. And then I get done with the Africa. Africa was like 8 terabytes of footage.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't realize how
That's-
much footage it takes
what you
to
gotta-
make a 30-minute episode of something. You know, like, and yeah, because like, heck, back when we did Acre and Outdoors, you know, like, Buddy would bring me footage, be like, I got it. And it was like, you turn it on, it was like,
How do I tell a
here
story
comes
out
a
of
deer,
this?
there it kills. And it's like,
Yeah.
Dude.
I have no lead up. I have no beginning, middle, and end. What am I
And
doing?
they're like, why is the video out? I'm like, 'cause I have no story.
yeah.
I can't do anything with it. And your whole entire season is 5 clips.
Yeah. And
I don't know what to do with this.
And like, I post a lot on the filming Facebook pages. Or
Oh yeah, anytime I see self film,
The self-filming page, yeah.
Like I'm like, where's Lance's answer? 'Cause I always go off your answer.
I love which
You help out a lot
I
of people.
find myself being in a spot where
You're almost like a dad.
no, I don't want to be that.
Yeah, Daddy
I-
Lance.
I find
I'm start calling you
myself
Daddy now.
Daddy, yeah.
Yeah, hey Daddy.
Grow your hair out.
I can't.
I've been trying for the last couple of years.
Yeah, this is all I can do.
But I went through a battle where I like somebody would say something negative. I go, shoot, I'm not going to post. You know, I don't want to hear.
Yeah,
negative
man, don't
comments.
stop posting.
Man.
No, I went through that and I got over that. You know, and then it
But, I mean,
finally
I get
got.
it.
You know, I got confident in what I was doing, what I knew, and then I started, you know, voicing my opinion on things, and especially on the self filmer
Yeah,
page.
self filming, camera gear,
And yeah, I
editing.
love talking about that stuff. And then, you know, I might post something or comment on something, and then somebody reach out and be like, hey, well, I'm looking for this, and I seen you comment about this. And
Yeah.
they start asking questions on, you know, cameras, laptops, RAMs, lenses, you know, hard drives, you know, all that. And I love talking about that type of thing. But I don't even know where I was getting at. But I think just putting yourself out there,
Yeah.
regardless if it's, you know, with realty, with editing, with videoing, with knocking on doors for permission,
yeah.
you don't know until you know.
Exactly.
If
yeah.
you don't try, you're not going to get anywhere.
Everything's a negative, everything's a no until you try.
And the
Yeah.
worst thing that somebody's going to say is no.
Right.
And at that point, you smile and say, appreciate your time and
Yeah.
consideration. Like, I mean,
That, you know, we were hunting and I was hunting and I had a Kansas tag in 24. And so me and my buddy Brandon, I met Brandon. He reached out to me. He's like, hey, you want to come film a tack event? It was up in Tennessee. And
fun.
at that time, my answer is always yes.
yeah.
You know,
yes.
Yeah, I'll be out there.
What's that? It's a movie, Yes Man. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. That's how it was. So I said yes, met Brandon. We've been pretty much best friends ever since, you know, I met him. And so I talked him into drawing a Kansas tag with me. This would have been my second year hunting Kansas. And so we went and hunted a spot. And I'm like, dude, I'm not seeing shit. There's not shit here. He's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, let's go driving. At that time, there was like an hour and a half left to daylight.
Yeah.
I was like, we're not going to see nothing here. He's like, all right, cool. So we start driving. We see a nice buck from the side of the road. I'm like, dude, pull up on X. Is this the house? We start slowing down. He pulls it up. He's like, no, it's not it. It's the next one. I'm like, well, we're probably going to get a no. And so I go up there. I knock on the door. I was like, hey, I said, we seen a deer from your road. I said, he was down in that dried up pond. I was like, do you care if we go hunt him? We don't let anybody hunt. We've been asked. People always see deer. I'm like, I don't want to hunt tomorrow. I don't want to come back. I don't want to do anything. I said, there's literally 45 minutes left. I said, I want to try to sneak up on that deer on foot, on the ground, and see if we can get him shot. Let me go get my husband. She go gets her husband. I give him the whole spiel, and he's like, sure, you can go try. You know, I'm like, hell yeah. This is my moment. This is my whitetail adrenaline moment.
Yeah.
You know, I got the wind. We got grass coverage. He's distracted by a lot. He's locked down on a doe. We're gonna go kill this deer. So we had put the camera gear on, put the microphones on. We got 30 minutes left. We start walking back there. We're walking. I'm giving my little spiel on video. You know, we're walking back on this deer. He's bedded down in this dried up creek and dried up pond in the cattails. He's locked up on a doe. So we start walking down there, and then the buck gets up. He starts moving. So I stop Brandon. I'm like, hey, because he can hear me. He's got headphones on. I got a microphone on. I was like, hey, he's moving. Just stay right there. I'm going to crawl through this grass, see if I can cut him off. So I crawl through the grass. It's about 100 yards. And luckily the grass was about waist height. So I could pretty much kneel down and crawl and not get to him. So I end up crawling, cutting him off, and he comes to 22 yards is what I shot him at. And so I shot this deer, and it's my biggest buck to date. He was 148 inches.
Wow.
From the ground, whitetail
Wow.
adrenaline style. And
Like
it was
down to the wire.
It was. You know, when we started, it was 45 minutes till daylight. By the time we shot the deer, we had 4 or 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
That's
You know?
awesome.
Yeah. Because I told Brandon, I asked him, it's all on video, it's on the YouTube. And I was like, hey, how much time do we have? And I look back at him, and he puts up like 9 minutes. I was like, okay, we got time. So then he finishes walking through. I get him, the deer stops right in front of me, shot him a little high. He ran off like 30 yards, and he stood there for 4 minutes and just wobbled for 4 minutes, ended up falling over. And after that, dude, I was like, we both came unglued. We're running back to each other. Hell yeah, you know, but it was just one of those things. It's like the old me, I would have never knocked on that door.
No,
No kidding.
But it all stemmed back to, you know, just putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
They never let anybody hunt it, or they never let anybody hunt on the ground, you know. And I just told him, I was like, I don't want anything else from you. I said, that deer out there, that's all I want. I don't want to come back tomorrow. I don't want to try again. You know, I don't want to lease your property. You know, that's all I want is 45 minutes. And then I went and knocked back on the door. I was like, hey, I really appreciate you coming out there. And he's like, well, how was it? I said, you want some deer meat? He said, nope, I don't eat deer. I was like, okay.
All the day.
Yeah. So we went and done our thing. I actually drove to Dollar General, bought a gift card, and took him a $50 gift card, Visa gift card.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah.
was like, hey, thank you. I said,
Yeah.
you don't know how much this means to me.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
so
a cool story.
they're like, well, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
no
like,
kidding.
You
That's
guys go
cool.
out to dinner. It's on me.
Yeah, for sure.
But it kind of just circling back is regardless of what you think the outcome is, just put yourself out there, say yes, whether it's knocking on a door or running around in circles at a trade show with a camera in your hand.
Yeah. And
Look
that's,
dumb.
yeah, that's
Look
where I
dumb.
want to go to, but I'm like, man, I don't want to look like an idiot. But there's
Yeah.
100 other idiots doing the same thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Look dumb.
Yeah.
Who cares? Nobody's paying attention.
Well, that's like when I'm posting at the gym. It's like, ooh, I got to wait till everybody leaves so I post something up. You know, it's like, I don't want to be that douchebag with a camera.
Okay, but when you are the douchebag with the camera and you're posting something, somebody sees you and is like,
I
hey,
get feedback all the time,
I'm
and
just-
a lot of it's good.
yeah, or somebody sees you like, hey, I'm just started working out. What are you doing?
Yep.
Looks like
I do
whatever you're doing, you're doing
almost
right.
on the daily. Like
Yeah.
it's not boastful. Like I don't get any views. It's it's a few hundred to 1,000 most of the time on that part. I run 2 TikToks. One's more fitness and one's a hunting side.
Yeah.
But the people that it does help, I'm like, cool.
Yeah, and
You
it
know?
means a lot to you.
Yeah,
just
it
like
does.
it means a lot to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love when
we
people
put a
ask
lot of work
questions.
into this stuff. It's nice to see that some people appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, and if they don't, I'm still going to do it anyway.
Or they get something good out of it.
Yep. 100%.
That's the same thing too. Like my mom's told me stories about this, like a for sale by owner. She said, you know, how many times she's just like stopped in there, knocked on the door, said, hey, look, I seen you. And you know how many real estate agents are going to stop at that and say the same spiel, but a different way. And like that's going to be kind of one of those things is just put yourself out there. And a lot of times it's just like you might just hit them at the right moment. And they're like, dude, we've been trying to sell this for a long time. Let's
Facebook
try it.
Marketplace
Yeah.
ain't working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need a bigger network.
Yeah, and a lot of times, a lot of people have this negative reality of what a realtor is. And to their defense, I'd say there's a lot of realtors out there that give that bad name.
Yeah, there's probably some bad apples in there.
I
But
could name a couple.
yeah, but I mean, like you're talking about, like, I'm not trying to. If anything, I want you to make more money than you want.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to get paid off that, but you're going to make more money than you want. So we're both winning here. Like that's the beauty of, being a realtor is you have so much resources that you can offer them
Yep.
that, can put their house in front of a lot more eyes than just posting on Facebook Marketplace,
Yeah.
I think comfort zones kill a lot of people.
And that's good.
It's a demise of somebody's sometimes entire life.
Some of the biggest blessings are right on the other side of that comfort zone that you
But
are
it's not a
from.
bad thing. Like I grew up, my dad retired with 40 years from the railroad.
Yeah.
Never left his comfort zone.
Yeah,
But I had everything I wanted as a child.
exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I
There's
had
nothing.
awesome summer vacations. I wouldn't change anything. And he built that within his comfort zone, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But if you want the next best thing or you want to chase dreams and chase goals, then you got to get out of comfort
It's going to
zone.
come with some hardships.
Yeah, there is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what I want my kid to pick up.
Yeah.
Is to not just settle for what anybody can have. Like I want you to do what you want to do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of negativity, and you're going to see and hear a lot of it, but
I
it's
try
noise.
to do that to my daughter, is like totally amp her up. Like, you have so much talent that you don't even understand it right now. Like, I mean, you can go up and talk to anybody and not be shy. You
She
can
can.
look them in the eye.
I wish
You
I
can-
had that
And
quality.
she can catch any flying softball right at it.
Exactly. And she's
Hit a ping pong ball too.
Yep.
Yeah, she's
good at it.
She is a very talented girl, and I want to make sure I drill that into her head, not to where she's cocky. Because me and Scott were talking about that the other day. There's a fine line between confident and cocky.
Mm-hmm.
Confident is knowing how good you are. Cocky is thinking you're better than somebody
Right.
else.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean,
Trying to go out and prove it.
yeah, a person needs to believe in themselves. Like, you
I
need to
mean-
know your worth.
I personally went through that, whether it was, you name it, but like, I thought I was better at, I can go film anybody, I can go film Hunter, no
Mm-hmm.
big deal. And then when you get there and you're like, shit, I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to film TV.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that applies in every
it
aspect
does.
of life, whether it's realty, filming, hunts, or whatever. Like, the best thing you can do is just like the Bible story of Peter when he steps out of that ship. He was fine as long as he kept his eyes on God. But then as soon as he started looking around at everything like that, that's when he started sinking. When you start looking at other people and you're like, well, how come he's doing that much stuff? Like, I could do that. That's when you're going to get distracted. You're going to lose your whole focus, and you need to focus on what you got going. Like,
That, and then I think once I hit the point in my life where I wasn't jealous, like especially during deer season,
yeah,
like used to when I first met, especially Alton. We'll fall back on Alton. When I first met Alton, I was jealous of Alton. Like, dude, Alton's killing all these deer. I want to be. Why can't I do that?
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm better than him. Why ain't I seeing these deer? Why ain't I killing these deer? But once you get to that point to where you're no longer envious, and you're like, hey, congratulations, you're truly excited for other people
exactly. That's where,
excelling and accomplishing their goals
Yeah.
and doing all that. I think that kind of helps. Which you can't fabricate and put yourself in that position. You truly have to be there.
Yeah.
When you hit that point in your life, I think that's when things start turning.
the breakthrough happens. Yeah,
Yeah, I really do.
Yep.
I agree with you.
Yeah, because I used to get jealous of a lot of people. Whether it was I got friends with money. I was jealous of that. Well, I want to be like him. I want to have over 100,000 in my bank account. I want to kill the big buck like Alton.
Yeah.
I want to have the diesel truck like he's got. With the big exhaust and the 24s.
Mine's broke down right now.
Yeah, see, do you have 24s? And when you broke down.
No.
But once you hit that point to where you're truly happy for somebody
Yeah.
and where they're at and what they're doing, I think that's when you start seeing the bigger picture and you start excelling and actually achieving.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's still okay to chase for it. It's still okay
yeah.
to try to outdo, but humbly.
Yeah.
Right,
Is that a
yeah,
word?
yeah.
Humbly?
Humble, yeah,
You know
that's
what
right, I
mean?
think.
Yeah, like I'm still jealous of the deer that Alton's killing. I'm still jealous of the money that my friends got, kind of and sort of, but it's not to where it was. It's like jealous with the fire underneath
Yeah.
me, to learn the knowledge,
Yeah.
whether they're making money, killing deer, whatever it may be, filming for Drury, or whatever it was,
Yeah.
But it's getting to where you want to be envious of them, but you want to learn from them.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're truly excited for them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and probably when you're most jealous is because you're at the point where you think, well, I should be in their shoes.
Why
and,
ain't
and
I there?
I'm good enough to be there. When in
Yeah.
fact, like
Exactly.
maybe just need to sit back and be coachable.
Yeah.
We've mentioned that a lot too.
Well,
being
That's what I was
coachable.
trying to say.
Yeah, no, I get exactly what you're saying because it's easy to do, and I think it comes with progression, like you talked
It
about.
does.
The
Maturity.
age we're all at, it's kind of a point to where a lot of people's lives they start overturning that rock.
Yep.
It creates a whole new perspective.
Yep.
It's still okay to go chase. It's still okay to try to outdo, but not in a boastful,
Exactly.
asshole-ish way.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, and like we were talking earlier, find somebody that has everything you want, and go talk to them and make friends with them, and try to figure out how you can do that.
Yep.
Because I think if you sit there and you just sit back from them and you're jealous of them, you're like, well, why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? It's like, but if you just go up and talk to them and you say, hey, like, evidently you know more than me, and just figure out what process they took. They may give you a bunch of tips and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like the old me would have been, oh, Dustin, he's a goody two shoes, go to church all the time. Scott probably does steroids. Now
Let's
it's
go.
like,
Must be steroids and macaroni.
yeah, exactly. He's got a little wiener, big arms, macaroni.
He knows
but
me.
the new me would be, Scott, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Dustin, how are you staying in this groove? How are you, keeping your head cut in when it comes to all the distractions from being faithful?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And
It's just a
the
maturity
mind.
thing.
It's the mind.
Yeah.
Like that gets everybody where they're at. Like
Yep.
some people, some people luck out and get I wouldn't say a handout. I don't mean that in a bad way, but something that's fortunate to them.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's like that. And most people probably had to gain it on their own, or at least even if I was handed a multi-million-dollar deal, I still got to find a way of working that and continuing that.
Yeah.
If I was in my mindset, most of the time it'd fail because I wouldn't
Yeah, if you-
have the maturity or the knowledge because I was too envious of everybody else all growing up to take time to try to learn how in the hell they got there.
Yeah.
You can't hit the ground running. You're going to stumble, you know?
And if anybody ever thinks that about me, I mean, that's one thing that I will say. It's a daily journey. Like,
Absolutely.
'cause
Yeah.
a lot of times I know what you're saying. Like, you look at people and you just see
Assume.
you just see this part of them. You don't see, it's like the iceberg. You don't see this side of
Yeah.
them. I mean, every day, dude, I've got to keep my mind in check. Like, there's doubt, there's fear, there's, lust, whatever else comes in my head. And I mean, but I do think that your mind is trainable. And I've been working on, like
is.
every
Yeah.
time,
It's a mindset.
every time one of them thoughts or something enters my head, like I immediately snap out of it and I just start thinking about good things, and I mean that.
It's hard to get your mind that way too because I know that my mind needs to be trained differently, but like what steps do you take to like reset it?
Yeah.
It's hard to first accept the fact that, okay, I do need to figure something out. I get my shit figured out. Like, how do I do that? What can I do? Because like writing things down. Well, I always say it. I don't do it, but I think writing things down on paper really would
It does help.
get you going. Putting stuff on a calendar. I'm going to do this today. Alexa does that. She's good at doing that, and she gets things accomplished. Me, I'm like, ADHD.
Well, and what
Where am I
found,
going?
what I found helps too is make things accessible to do. Like, say you want to get up and read your Bible in the morning. Well, instead of keeping your Bible tucked away on the shelf over there,
Have
put
it sitting
that sucker
beside you.
right by the coffee pot in the morning.
Yeah.
That way,
Yeah,
as
that's the
soon
first
as
place
you
I'm
get
going.
up, as soon as you
Instead
get
of your
up,
phone, put your Bible there. Put your phone on the
and
other
even
side.
make it
Yeah.
easier. Open your Bible up to where you're going to read in the morning, and that way, all you got to do is you lean over while you're making your coffee and you read a little bit of it. It may not be a
Yeah.
bunch, but
Little steps, man, leads to a lot greater.
yeah, preparing yourself for success.
Yeah.
And which you guys touched on it earlier is surrounding yourself with like-minded,
Exactly.
Yeah.
positive people.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's I think that's the key.
You're the
Yeah, it is.
average of the 5 people you hang around with the most.
Yes. Yes.
And so
And there's nothing. I love when people say that. Surround yourself with people, whether they're above you, whether you want to be like them, whatever it may be. I got friends that don't have nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't forget.
They're always going to be my friends.
Exactly.
And I'm going to encourage them.
Sometimes they're the happiest people. Too.
They are.
Exactly.
And I'm going to encourage them to be in my circle.
Yeah. I've got my OG friends that, like, me and them are never going to stop being friends. They're like brothers almost kind of category. It doesn't mean stop hanging out with them, but also increase your friends. Start looking towards these.
There was like an old kids song my teacher used to sing in music class.
Sing it.
Like, make new friends, but keep the old.
Yeah.
One is silver, any other's gold.
That is
I
true.
think
I don't know
about
if I heard that
that.
one.
Really?
Yeah.
You went Bloomfield, man. You went to a weird school.
Where'd you go?
Bloomfield.
Greenville.
Oh, Greenville. I
What
went
I
to Bismarck.
Bismarck.
What I say, Bloomfield?
Yeah.
Dude, it starts with a B.
Let me see that other hand.
Yeah, I remember that song.
Let me put my
Make
steroid
new
hand out
friends.
there.
Get that macaroni.
Did you hear
hand
that?
I do know that song. Yeah,
But
that's
it
exactly what
it
we're
is
talking
true
about.
because it's okay to keep your friends,
But never forget, never leave.
yes, yeah, but like don't let that be the only people that influence you.
Yeah.
Because and there's not, like you said, there's nothing wrong with being content. There's nothing wrong with being in a system, in a routine, and clocking in, clocking out, going home, cooking dinner, going to bed. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
And not everybody's wired to think like me or the people that are 100 times more successful than me.
Yeah.
I just know that I'm always striving for more. And at some point, I'm like, man, when do I stop striving, and when do I just say thank you for what I have and I'm good with it? But that scares me. Like it 100% scares me to be thinking that, well, 10 years from now, I'm doing the same thing. And I'm still barely getting by. I make good money. I've got time off. If I go chase something, is it going to be better? I don't know.
Some people want to do that, but on the other hand, the other people that are working the 9 to 5, same job for 15 years, only thing they're looking forward to is getting that extra week of vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all they want.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Another week of vacation.
Everybody's reward's different. Kind of going back,
It is.
this podcast always goes full circle. Killing big deer. Your big deer may be a 120. Mine may be, I don't have a number. I have an age.
I'm not passing a 120.
I probably won't either. I've got a few of them hanging on.
I
the
love
wall.
120s.
If I think they're a mature buck, it's going to excite me. I haven't killed enough yet to be like, I don't need that one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've said that. I like that one. Yeah,
I
said that
I
a lot.
like chasing an age number more than I like chasing an actual number.
Yeah.
I like them bucks that are old and have like 100 inches on them and they're all goofy looking. I want to shoot one of them. I'd rather shoot that than a big typical 170-12. I really would.
Yeah.
I pride myself
That's
on
why
being different.
That's why
I
you
like
hang
being
out with
different.
me, because I'm a goofy looking one.
Yeah, that's 100% true. He thinks because he's a good person.
Snagged
It's just
a
because
goofy
he's
one.
goofy. I did. And he's one of the ones I should have threw back in the gene pool.
Shouldn't have called him.
Yeah,
called him.
should have called him.
Yeah.
I think we hunt some of the same surrounding areas, don't we?
Probably.
Do you hunt around A Highway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my farm's not far from there.
That's what I thought. Which I don't know. how to say his
Julian
last
Tower,
name.
Blackwell Ridge. Then you got like
Fauch.
Fuchs.
Fuchs.
Eric Fuchs.
Yeah.
Yep.
So which
He gave me permission. Here's another thing.
he gave you permission?
Getting out of my comfort. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm about to call him. I'm texting him right now.
Yeah. No, you better
Get rid of
catch
that
first.
Scott guy.
Yeah, he did, but I was too nervous to actually go hunt his place. I'm like, if somebody came up to me like, "Hey, I want to hunt your farm," I'd be like, "Mm-mm." My friends can go with me, but like to say just come hunt it, I'm kind of a big hunter. But he told me, he's like, "Yeah, dude, you can come hunt it.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want." I'm like, "Cool," but I feel like, man, like I have property to hunt. Like maybe I shouldn't do that and let somebody else come in and hunt. I hate taking advantage of somebody.
Well, it worked out,
that's
see,
where-
because now I have permission.
there you go. He's got there's some big deer there.
He does, yeah. So like,
It gets hunted quite a bit during rifle season, I think. But bow
well,
season,
see, the last rifle season, I was the only one out there.
really, it was getting pretty growed up.
Well, the
'Cause he's-
field area.
Yeah, he's big on the
Not the
regenerative.
timber.
Yeah. He told me I hunt the fields.
Yep.
He's big on the regenerative type farming. That's
Yep.
kind of like the no till, let it
Yep.
let it go.
Yeah. So like, I started shed hunting there because the tracks that went right through it.
Yeah,
I seen some sheds down in there. And so I texted him one day, or I Facebook messaged him, didn't know him. It's like, hey, I work for the railroad. I found some sheds on the side of the tracks. Would you care if I went and shed hunted? No, that's fine. No hunting. Like, all right, cool. So that went on for like 3 or 4 years. And then last year, Pistol's deal went sour for working up north. No hard feelings against the guy. We just weren't meshing no more.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to go hunt out there with that outfitter. And so I messaged him. I was like, hey, the spot me and Pistol were supposed to go hunt up north ended up going bad. Do you care if me and the kids went and hunted at the fields down there? He's like, oh, no, go ahead. We're not leasing it no more. It's like, sweet. It's like, dude, there's some big deer here. I got a lot of sheds from that place. And so we went and hunted out there. It worked out really good. I told Cooper's dad about him. And I was like, hey, would you want to come hunting there? You and Cooper can come pick out wherever you want to hunt. We'll meet up in the morning. We'll go hunt. We'll go to Williamsville, eat breakfast. And it was just a really cool time for us to all get together.
Yeah.
You know, because Ben and I, we've always got along. We've never disagreed. Him and Mariah's always got along, and that's been great. And so we went and done that and enjoyed Saturday and Sunday hunting, eating breakfast together, seeing some deer. And then it turned into, I was like, hey, we didn't end up killing nothing. And I was just going to let you know I appreciate it. And he's like, well, if you want, just go ahead and bow hunt and rifle hunt, whatever. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
Eric's a good guy. Eric and
is.
his wife both.
see, I haven't met I've never met him personally.
I need to
Yeah.
go talk to his wife because I heard, she does that
She's good on
chiropractic
chiropractic.
stuff.
She's a big lifter too, so I could go in and be like, "Hey, I'm having
My
an issue
hammy.
with this." I can do it right now. I don't know if you can fix that right now. But like, I love Leanne is a super, super, super nice person and very talented.
Now, did they have the house that was at the state park?
So that's the old Fuchs place. That's where Mikey got married. I think that's some of his family.
Okay, it is.
I'm sure.
And that's what I've heard, but I didn't know.
I think, and I may be lying.
They donated to conservation or something. That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
they did donate it,
Okay.
and I'm thinking that's some of his old place. But like,
See, wouldn't it be
have
cool-
more. They have more farms, but his family's kind of broken apart, and it's just. I fear that with my farm too. Our family just none of us see eye to eye.
But wouldn't it
makes me
be neat to
nervous.
be in that position to be able to be well enough to say, "Hey, conservation, you can have this."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no
That
kidding.
was
It's
like,
not
that was-
about
that was some
money.
old school.
It's not about money to them. It was about good for
providing,
the
yeah,
conservation.
and that's just the type of people they are. That's just how
That's
they
cool.
are. And I think that some of his family, it may not be, but I don't know of any other fuchsias around, and it's too close to not be the same. But could be mistaken.
It's a cool operation. And right next to that is Rolling Shoals.
Yes. Yeah.
And I didn't know that till after deer season. What they had done was you'd wrote a letter out, the youth.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
yeah.
had
They got
wrote
a good program.
Wrote a
now.
letter out or something like that, and then I don't even know what the letter was about. All I heard was you wrote a letter out and submitted it, and then they picked you or see if you qualified or whatever it may be.
Yeah, they put on a big program
that
every
is
youth
really
season.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's always some good bucks killed from them.
There's a lot.
That's
of good deer.
Jeff and Andrea Reed.
Yeah, and see, I went to rodeo school with Andrea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andrew was a grade ahead of me.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Yeah, I texted him a couple weeks ago when I was out there shed hunting at Eric's. I was like, "Hey, you got some fence down? There's some cow trails going right through here," and which I'd had his number from the railroad because we had a helicopter pilot come through there, and so I was calling him because he had let us land the helicopter on his ground. I was like, "Hey, where do you want us to land at?" And he would give us an LZ, as the guys would call it, a landing zone. I was like, "All right, cool. We're gonna tie up the helicopters there." And then so I'd had his number, and I called him. I was like, "Hey, you got some cows that are coming out on Eric's," and I was like, "I was out here shed hunting and seen it." And I was like, "You wouldn't care if I shed hunted your fields and timber real quick, would you?" And he's like, "Oh no, have at it." So, which I didn't find nothing, but
Yeah.
that was the first time I got permission on his place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it once again it circles back to
Putting yourself out there.
putting yourself
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
You do.
And it's easier said than done, but just,
It is,
if,
yeah.
if you can get in your head, like, hey, man, like, they're people, we're people, they can say no. Most people you're going to run into are going to be civil, most of them.
I live 70.
I know today's kind of weird with people. It's hard to talk to somebody unless it's not on text message. Mm-hmm. But
I lived most of my life with assuming the answer was no.
same.
You know, yeah, and it's a hard wall to climb over.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult because the getting turned down is hard. It's like it's
yeah.
makes you clam up, and you're like, oh, okay.
And it seems like it makes you feel like you're not good enough. You
Yeah,
know, whatever it may be. Well, my family's not good enough. I'm not good enough. You
Yeah.
know, whatever it may be. But
like Lee
Yeah.
Ellis
That's
with
just a
Seek One,
part
dude.
of
I
it.
could not imagine knocking on these rich people's homes and like they're against hunting, and then to let them get permission, like it's insane.
Yeah.
You know, and he's done it so long now, it's comes natural to them. But like,
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
I mean, is for me personally, 2 Kansas deer, everything where I've been in filming. I could probably think of a lot more other things. Where I am with what I want to become in real estate and buying and selling and trading real estate, I wouldn't be anywhere if I would have just been the old dormant me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I would have never knocked on that door to ask if I could go kill that buck. I would have never met Jordan with the Mason Dixon podcast. Talked to him, killed a buck in Kansas with him. I would have never filmed Dave. You know, I would have never met Sam.
Yep.
You know, and every bit of that on the inside, I was shaking, I was nervous, I
Yeah.
was sweating, and I hated it. And I was completely out of my comfort zone.
That might have helped because they looked at you and like, oh, this guy actually gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't somebody that's trying to come up and vandalize you or take your dog from your driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom always used to say the saying, "A stranger's just a friend you haven't met yet."
Exactly.
And I remember as a
Yeah.
kid, I was
never go
like,
anywhere and meet a stranger.
But I meet a lot of people that's, you know, that's kind of like, well, I want to get into filming, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know who to talk to.
It's scary. It took me forever to sit down and start editing.
And I'll say the same thing as what Caleb told me, Caleb Copeland. Just say yes.
Yeah.
"Say yes."
Whether you know how to do it, if you don't know how to do it, tell them.
Yeah.
Be transparent. We
Yep.
talked about that earlier with real estate,
Yep.
with realty.
Yeah.
Be transparent. Tell them, hey, I don't know a lot. I know how to press record. I know how to hit focus, you know, but I want to learn.
Exactly. Yeah.
And more than likely, they're going to say, all right, let's go.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's
I
what
agree.
I think that's going to be the theme of this podcast. Just say yes.
Just say yes.
No, that's probably the title. I'm gonna put
dude,
that.
I tell you, when I heard that at that right time, it's literally changed everything I've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that-
everything that I
it's-
became.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Just saying yes.
I like it.
Yep.
Yep. That. Well, I mean, back to I've told this story on the podcast before too, but you know, like when God called me to take my family back to church, like that was really the start of like my change. And I was like, okay, you know, I did it. You know,
Yeah.
just said yes, and
And I've hit you up on that.
yeah, and it's like, you know, that's been a life changer right there. My life has progressed. I mean, somebody can say it's luck, but I mean, like, heck,
Isn't
I
it
mean,
weird? The closer you get to God, the positive outcome you see.
Exactly, it is.
It's not weird.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
It's not weird at all. But
It's true.
From the outside looking in, it's weird.
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff that's happened in my life, I can't just put that on chance.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you can't reach out and touch it and see it. Things just happen that you can't explain. And it's like there's no other explanation.
Whether it's a job, financials, you know,
And
outside opportunities that come knocking,
Well, and it may not
or the
happen,
courage to knock.
and it may not be one of those things that happens overnight. Like, I mean,
Usually
heck,
doesn't.
there's a lot of stuff in my life that I'm still kind of like, you know, I've prayed about this, but I mean, I trust it's coming, you know, like, but it'll come when the time's right. And when it does come, that's when I found the biggest blessing. Cause I'm just like,
'Cause you're ready for it.
Cause and the wait made it worth more, you know, like
Yep.
makes you appreciate things a lot more. If you got everything you wanted every time you asked for it, I mean, it wouldn't mean as much to you.
Yeah.
That's like looking at millionaires. They have everything they want, but they still ain't happy.
And it didn't take
Yeah.
them. It didn't take them a year to earn all that. It took them, you know.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
Generations.
Yeah, that's what my mom always says. She said, you know, kids nowadays, they wanna have what somebody that's 40 years old took them 30 years to build. You know, like
That's just like I told you when me and you walked around your place last weekend when
Yeah.
Scott bailed.
Sorry.
So, no, after that, we went back to his place and went and walked around. And that was one thing I said to him is my dad always told me it takes a lifetime to build.
Yeah.
You know, because he's talking about, I think I want to cut these trees down so I can have more sunlight coming down over here. And I want to grow this over there. And I want to grow these trees over here for more white acorns. I want to expand the pond, you know, whatnot. And, you know, one thing I asked, like, did it come with this tractor? And he's like, no, I bought that. And I was like, yeah, it just takes a lifetime to
Yeah.
build.
I need a tractor. Bad.
yeah,
I could use, I don't have any property. I don't need a tractor, but
Yeah. Yeah, if you bought a tractor, boy, that'd be funny. Buy you one of them big old John Deere
I'd
cab
have-
Yeah,
tractors.
just sit it out in your driveway.
I'd have a nice 25-foot driveway.
I
I
mean,
got
you could
friends
make
with
money with it.
Yeah.
Bush hog a bunch of fields, get permission.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll put some food
That's
plots
some
in.
thinking
Like,
now.
you need
Cut
me to
hay.
come hunt this and make sure it's actually providing food for the critters.
Yeah.
Like,
there
I
we
will.
go.
Like, I don't want to, but I will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So what's your guys' plans this year? You got big hunting plans? From
Hopefully,
what I've listened
hopefully
to,
Iowa. Hopefully
Yep,
Iowa.
that's-
If my truck doesn't break me this month, I'm worried about it.
Did you ever figure anything out the other night?
No, I'm afraid it might be a turbo.
Like the tube,
No, like the turbo.
the actual turbo?
I
in
don't
it?
know. It just happened all of a sudden. Mikey was driving it, and it's nothing that he did. It just,
But you can blame it on him now.
he feels terrible.
Hey, you got
Yeah.
all that marriage money. Let's.
Yeah.
You had your Venmo in your car.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I don't know what's up with it. I need to probably pay a tow bill and get it to my guy that tuned it and knows how to work on them, and
Will it drive at all?
You say it's
it'll
a turbo?
start up. Yeah, it's diesel.
We'll talk after this. I might know somebody that work on it.
Okay. Yeah, everybody that I talk to and send videos to think it's just some boost boots, but listening to the turbo, it's whining, and some of the tells, it's either
Does it sound like it's like?
no, it's not a whistle. It's more of like a siren, and they say a siren is like the fins getting rubbed on, but I would have thought it would have done it a little bit at a time and not just all of a sudden. To me, it sounds like a boost boot gave away, and now it's trying to spool up, but it can't get any boost.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping, because I can get a kit for like $100
Yeah.
and do that. But I don't want to go start throwing $100 whenever we don't have much to spend right now. It's kind of tight. So work's finally picking up a little bit. Like, again, I went to turkey hunt this weekend. They asked for overtime. I'm like, pick me.
Is this still turkey season?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. I'm not a turkey hunter, so
I'm not either, but I like to go, and I'd like to try to get a turkey.
I was hoping to film, but
Yeah.
I was actually hoping to get out of this
Yeah.
so I could film.
Right.
But yeah, didn't happen.
Yeah, I do it, but we're in the month now of Iowa. So if you guys are listening, make sure you put in your points or try to put in for
What
it.
unit are you guys trying to get?
6. We've already got a house.
You have a house.
Yeah,
Yeah, we bought it.
What part?
Bought it. Can't tell you. No. I don't know where it's at, but it's in Zone 6. Alton found us an Airbnb.
Yeah.
He's already got it booked.
If it's southeast, I might have some more ground.
It is. It's
Oh, it is?
really southeast.
Very, very southeast.
Yes.
Not,
very.
not far from Keokuk.
I don't think
Keep
so. I think I seen that on the map.
It's not far from the line.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
not
where
far
Sam's at.
Yeah, there's some private that he's got, some on permission possibly, and there's some public right
Well,
next to
heck
it we
yeah.
can hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, if you-
So, which he's talking about selling. Sam Gaylord, he's like another grandpa, but he has the island that's on the Mississippi.
Yeah.
So he's in Fort Madison. So Keokuk, Iowa, or is it Illinois or Iowa? Keokuk.
I'm not
I'm
familiar.
not really
I think
sure.
it's Keokuk. I think it's Iowa, but hour and a half from there. But they have the island there, and he's thinking about giving out some hunts on the island.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, if you have a boat.
Yeah,
He's got
I'm gonna
boat.
try to get my boat going because me and Alton were talking last night about taking it up there on a scouting trip
Yep.
because
Yeah.
he found
We're
a
going
couple.
to go up there pretty quick.
Okay.
Like really quick. I'm going to be driving through there next week, but I can't stop.
All right.
We're going to Wisconsin to hunt.
I'm not going to say for sure, but if you need some more ground, I might be able to
Yeah,
help.
for sure.
Well, it wouldn't help. Like I said, put yourself out there. Worst I can say is no.
Yeah, at least
you
if
know?
you had it and you didn't use it.
Yeah. If
So
like
be
I'd be happy to go up there and meet them and let us like figure out we're not a bunch of dip turds and
Yeah. What's crazy is when I was talking to him, he was like, "Yeah, we got ground, but if you don't call in soon enough, even if you live here, you don't get attacked."
Yeah, yeah,
really, that's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
yeah. That is nuts.
Iowa does it right, man.
They do.
They
I think Kansas does too, which
did pretty good.
from who I talked to, especially like Scheffler, Jay,
Yeah.
it's on the decline. He said it was way better than what it used to be, but I still think there's a lot of opportunity there.
I hope
Yeah.
in the
Have
next
you
couple
been
of
to
years.
Kansas?
I turkey hunted.
Turkey. hunting.
Yeah, I screwed up. I got 1 point in from Kansas from last year.
Okay.
This year I went to put in on the 28th of April. Didn't realize it ended on the 24th.
And which,
But
if you want to draw,
So it only takes usually 2. And my buddy Tim that was on last weekend, he knows Iowa and he knows Kansas really
Yeah.
well.
I know
He's like,
a
I can help you
couple
in
good
some
spots.
areas.
Me and Brandon, which I hate saying units. Me and Brandon got drawn. We drew in 20. I drew in 24 with no points. Him and I both drew, or 23. Him and I both drew in 24 with 0 points, and we got on some really good ground. And I'd be more than happy to share it with you and give you exact pins. But I missed a 150.
Really?
Yeah, on public.
Yeah, and I'm
walk-in
excited to get into
access.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Whenever I turkey
The next
hunted,
day I killed mine. But
really, it's
yeah.
good deer too.
Oh, dude, Kansas is, which I've said this several times, and I practice what I preach, but I will give up all of Missouri archery for a week in Kansas.
Really.
Absolutely.
And that's what so many people will talk about Kansas is it's like, yeah, Iowa's good, but like Kansas is where you want to go.
Dude, that last year or in 24, Brandon and I seen over 20 deer that were 130 plus.
Yeah. I ain't seen that
Have
many.
every one on film.
I ain't seen that many here in the whole time I've been back home.
I haven't either.
In the last 8 years.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Or 7 years.
Yeah. What do you hunt here more? Do you hunt? Do you have private you hunt or public?
I do
Or
both.
both.
Yeah, I do a lot of public, but I guess I've honestly killed most of mine on private, but I'm usually right on the line of private and public.
Yeah.
And they're coming in off and on.
Yeah. So I didn't start hunting public until 18 when I moved here, and went shortly after I met all you guys in Alton. And going back to Alton, he's like, hunt clear cuts. That's all he said.
Yeah.
Dude, hunt clear cuts.
That's where they're bedding.
I've killed
Transitioning.
all my bucks on public have been in clear cuts.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, wide open timber.
Tinder.
Yeah. Swipe left.
Yeah.
Or I never had Tinder.
Hey,
Swipe
don't
left,
fall
swipe
into that. We've already talked about it.
I never had Tinder. Never had Tinder. But yeah, wide open timber is hard to hunt, and there's a lot of wide open timber here.
That's all.
It's like it's not very. I don't know. It's almost not real well managed. So it's like there's nothing underneath the grow other than greenbrier. I mean, they have greenbrier, but we've also got a shit ton of oaks. So it's not like you can find a patch of trees that's got acorns. Like everything has them. It's like
yeah.
And you know when the pressure starts, especially after rifle season, deer are in clear cuts.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the only
Dude,
way
it's-
they can feel safe.
It's crazy. So back in 22, a buddy of mine were out running around looking for some bucks in August. Found this real nice buck on public. He was in a clear cut, and I was like, man, I want to kill that deer. So I went hunted that clear cut, and never seen him. So I gave up on that spot. Fast forward to the following year, found a new clear cut. Found that buck. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Found that buck from a mile away. He
Really?
summered in one clear cut. Took fall.
Dude, it's crazy how much they'll travel.
Dude took fall in another clear cut a mile away, and I shot him there in that clear cut.
Yeah, and a mile here, like it just seems like a mile here is different than some other miles. Like you look out in Kansas or something, where a mile is a field. Here,
Right.
like a mile is like ridges and ravines and creeks
Yeah,
and
dude,
rivers and fields.
They're
and
passing all these pine thickets. They're
it's like
passing
why?
all the
Like,
dropping
it's
acorns.
like why do you want to go over there when you got everything you need here? It's
Me and
they're an
Alton,
animal. They just do what they do.
Several years ago, me and Alton had a buck on camera. It was around early September, and we were on the government on the back side of the Henson farm, which
Yeah.
is probably close to your farm.
Which
It's
Henson?
not far.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Off of what is that
What-
highway? V highway.
Yeah.
Okay.
On V. So yeah, V highway or A highway? Blackwell Ridge or Julian Tower?
It was Blackwell Ridge.
It says A highway.
See, I can only shed hunt there.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but we got a picture of him like on the back side of Blackwell Ridge right there.
He's a good guy though.
And,
Oh yeah, very good guy.
Yeah.
that buck ended up getting killed late season in the field across the railroad tracks right in front of our hunting club.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, as you mark as the crow flies, that's like 7 miles. So
That's
it's like,
great, yeah.
that's crazy how far a deer will roam in the season.
Food and women.
And dogs.
And well, there is a lot of dog hunters.
There's a few
dogs and
dogs.
drives. I don't
Yeah,
look out for
drives.
drives, but
Women.
Especially November. Like I hunt, which you got a lot of local listeners. They know where eucalypta is and
Oh, yeah.
the eucalypta ponds, and which I'll bow hunt that. But once it comes to the end of October, it is full.
Yep.
yep.
You get into youth season, rifle season, I don't touch it.
Yeah. I got cameras all over the place, and it's just like there's orange, there's orange, there's orange. It's like man, I don't-
Oopalicky.
Which I've been lucky. I've had people literally be an orange, wave at my camera, and have it stolen.
I've had one camera moved on me. It was the last weekend of bow season this year.
Yep.
Somebody grabbed it, 2 guys, and I'm guessing they realized it was a cell camera, and they put it
Cell.
back on a tree, but it's not in the same spot. I need to go get it.
Do you
I
know
meant
where it's
to-
at? About
About.
yeah.
About.
I've had actually
The only
had
thing is though, like it's a Moultrie, and I don't know if it's showing my location of where I pinned
pinned
it.
it.
I don't think it's where it's at.
That's where I've come
So
across.
that's where I
yeah.
may be looking for a needle in a haystack.
Yeah. So that same clear cut that I was just talking about where I killed that deer, I had been watching a monster, a big public land buck. Like that was, I showed it to Alton, showed it to Ethan, all you architect guys back in the day. And actually Alton was like, dude, I want to come film you. I was like, oh hell yeah, dude, I got Alton want to film me. So me and Alton, we climbed up in this tree and it was in this right off the edge of the clear cut. And so I had a camera in there where this buck had been coming through. They done a prescribed burn. I had pictures. Luckily, my camera was high enough because I done the
I was gonna say,
elevated.
melted.
Yeah, I done the elevated where I seen the prescribed burn. The last picture I have is green jeans. Card was gone.
Oh, cow.
Man.
Yep.
Dang it.
Which I don't know who killed that buck. He ended up dead on someone's wall, but I think it was legal.
Beagle. Dang it.
Illegal. Yeah.
Dang.
But
The romantic.
I did feel cool when Alt wanted to film me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That-
Alton's
yeah,
cool,
whenever
man.
you get that always made me feel special too. When I'd get a big buck on camera, I'll be like, "Look at that!" He's like, "Oh, dude, let me see that." Like when Alton gets
Dude,
excited
this
over.
Yeah.
This was legitimate. This would have been in, I guess, 19. It was like my first huge
Yeah.
public typical 8-point. It was like 150.
Wow.
Huge.
That's a big deer.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the biggest I've seen on public.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
I'd love to shoot a big old, just mega giant 8.
Big
Really, I
old
want
dog.
to.
That's
I want to
all
shoot a
he
big old.
was.
I want to shoot a big 6. I think that'd be so cool. I
Yeah.
found sheds on one on the farm. The first year we joined Acorn, me and Mikey were after a big 6 on the farm, and I filmed him once or twice and kept getting pictures of him. I was here, he was there. I was there, he was here, and I never seen him after that year. I don't know what happened.
I had
Found his shed.
a nice 6-point on camera. He was hitting all my scrapes. Ended up killing him on public after patterning him hitting scrapes, and he was like 118.
That's a big
There
deer.
That's a big
you go.
deer.
Yeah,
a
no
big
kidding.
deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you look at this is a 9 point, it's a 121.
Yep.
You take a couple points off of it, like
Yep.
it's a
I
it's a big deer.
got a buddy that used to work at MoDOT there at Elsinore. He was hunting over in Cape. He killed a 134-inch 6-pointer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, I'm not
dang-
to that point where, man, if I see a 125, I don't care if it's Kansas, Missouri, it's hard to pass. I'm
Yeah.
not going to.
That's like Alton's talking about some of his standards up in Iowa. I'm like, man, I don't really have a number. If it gets me excited, I'm probably not going to shoot a 120, but I can't say that I won't either. I'm not in
definitely-
the tree yet.
Which, I've been fortunate enough to where I finally started expanding to the out-of-state stuff. I've done
It's fun.
several out-of-state
It's
trips.
a lot of fun. I like it out of my comfort zone.
I love it. Yeah. I love not knowing. I love not hanging cameras. I
Yeah.
love just flying
Just
by the seat of my
going in
pants.
and saying instinct,
Yeah.
Yep.
maps and instinct.
Yeah, dude, I shot at 4-point mule deer in Nebraska. That's what I missed.
I want to kill a muley.
Because I didn't care. I wanted
Yeah.
a mule deer.
I want to kill a muley.
But it gets back to that thing is like it's not about a number. It's about the moment.
Yep.
Who you're
The
with.
experience.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole fulfillment. Like,
Yeah.
it's everything.
The situation. In Nebraska, we are up in the sandhills, so you're walking for miles because you can see for miles. I could see a mile to this hill. There ain't nothing. So we're walking a mile. You're slowly creeping over the sandhills, and then you get to where you can kind of see 10 feet. You walk a little bit more, you can see 20 feet down.
Yeah.
You're just peeking over edges and looking for the next thing. Or you're starting at the morning. We're starting on the roads, and you got your spotters out. You're like, dude, there's a buck. You're like, okay, well, he just went out of sight. That's 1,200 yards away. Legit. Like
Yeah.
me and Riley, I don't know if Austin Riley Reed from Van Buren, he's got his own construction company. I don't know if you know him.
It sounds familiar, but I can't say.
But
yea or nay.
he goes by both. So him and I drew Nebraska last year. Never been out there.
I like Nebraska.
We didn't talk to anybody. We're like, hey, from what we can see online, we can get the Sandhills, which is the kind of the not north central, but north central northwest, kind of right on that line. It's not like the Frenchman units where you have to have a point or two to draw.
Yeah.
You kind of just it's more or less over the counter.
Yeah.
You call in, you get in line early enough, you can get a tag. So that's what we did. Had no idea where we were going. Didn't know what we were going to see, anything like that. We were prepared to camp if we had to. We got out there, it was like, hey, we can camp here. We get there, and it's like, no camping.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to camp. It's like, okay, well,
That sucks.
the next town is an hour away. We go back. We go to the next town. It's like, hey, you got any rooms? Yep, we got a room. Here's your price. End up doing that. And which we weren't really prepared for, so it was another cost thing you got to look at. So now instead of saving money camping, we're spending an extra $100 a night
Yep.
staying.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, oh, shoot, now we got to do 5 nights here, 6 nights here. And we get out there the first morning, we're walking up. It's highway. Right from the highway, start walking up the hill. So we start walking up the hill, and I got my FX on the shoulder, and I'm recording. I'm like, dude, you're going to hunt today? I just want to film. He's like, all right, cool. And he's like, are you sure you don't want to have your bow ready? He's like, no, dude, I want to film. I want to have it on film. He's like, all right. So we're walking. We're 120 yards from the truck. The hill goes up. It drops down a little bit. And it keeps going up. So I was like, yeah, we're going to walk to the high point and then look over. Not hunting what was in front of us. So as we're walking, we get to the top of that one, and literally 130-something inch mule deer stands up. I mean, we're 150 yards from the road, and he's like, holy shit, there's a deer. Yeah, I see him, dude. And so I got the FX6. I'm recording. I'm like, shoot him. He's like, I can't. And which, if I would have took his word for it and had my bow in hand, not worried about recording,
Could have
like,
smoked
dude,
him.
I had a perfect shot, and it was like 35, 40 yards. And he was like, dude, the way he was angled, I didn't have a shot. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, cool.
At least he's ethical.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, we've been here 20 minutes. We've walked
Yeah, let's
maybe
clock out
150
early, dude.
yards, and we could have had one down. Like, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. I'm not that guy that has to wait till the last day. Like, if it's,
Oh,
I'm
no.
opportunist.
No,
Yep.
me and him walked into it was if a mule deer presented itself within range,
Yeah, I
We
wouldn't
were
care
shooting.
what it was. If it
yeah,
tickled me, I'm picking on
a
it.
mule deer is what we wanted, not
Yeah.
size,
Yeah.
a mule deer. But long story short, we hunted hard. We got on several. He hit one the second day. It looked like he pinwheeled it. Couldn't end up finding it. Found it 3 days later, 3 miles away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
We put 2
There's a lot of
stalks on it.
coyotes. There's a lot of coyotes in Nebraska from where I hunted at.
Dude, I don't know how he didn't kill it. It was just like low pocket
Really.
and just didn't kill him.
And sometimes you just got to scratch your head and be like, I don't know.
Yeah. We put another 2 stalks on him. Couldn't get a shot on him.
No kidding.
But,
3 miles away.
yeah. But Nebraska, yeah, it's an awesome place.
Yeah, I like it. I wanted to go back, but their tags have gotten outrageous.
Yeah, I think
I was hunting Indian Cave the last time I went, and
where's that at?
right on the edge of Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska.
Okay.
It's like a Lewis and Clark big stopping point.
Yeah.
And I hunted by myself for like 5 days, a few days, well, three,
Dude, that
3 or 4
gets
days.
tough.
It was tough, but we went with some friends to Springfield, went to like went to Silver Dollar City, and then it was like my Christmas vacation. I took like a week and a half off, and then I went out to Nebraska, hunted for the second time. Me and Trevor had already been the third time. Me and Trevor had already been out there a few times, and I hit a different spot and went to Indian Cave, and it just looked awesome, but the weather was terrible.
Yeah.
And I had seen a few good bucks, seen a lot of deer, and I wanted to go back. Just I haven't been able to. They're like with the 2 years ago we tried, they ran out of tags, and then last year we tried. It went for like $900 for one deer. I'm like, no,
No,
not
no.
doing it.
Yeah.
Not.
I
doing
think
it.
that's one thing I've learned is, hunting around here by yourself, you don't really think about it. But like when I went to Kansas, I went and spent 5 days out in Kansas by myself back in 23. Came up short, didn't end up getting on one, seen one, tried to get on him, didn't make it work, and then came home for the rifle season. I actually shot one during rifle season in the same clear cut that I was talking about earlier. I had called Riley, or Austin out there, Riley, and I was like, dude, I know this deer's dead. Like, he was facing me. I shot him with a 6.5. He's dead somewhere.
Yeah.
We didn't ever find him. And then, that night rolled around. I was with Mariah, went home, and I was like, screw this. I still got a Kansas tag. I'm going back. She's like, tonight? And I was like, I'm going to leave at, I think it was like 2 a.m. And so I left early that morning.
And you snapped me. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I I was on a vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I knew that deer that I shot here was dead. I mean, we searched and searched and searched. Could not find blood. Couldn't find nothing. And so I told Mariah, I was like, I'm leaving in the morning. I'm going to Kansas. She's like, all right, whatever. And so I'd left, got in a terrible traffic jam from a car wreck. And so I didn't end up getting in there till like 3 that afternoon. I got there 3 that afternoon, and it was Jordan from the Mason-Dixon. He was one who gave me kind of a pin drop area, which is, have you ever seen the video of Chris B killing that giant?
I don't know if I have. I hear about
It's
it.
like
They're like, man, like Chris B
170s.
put Kansas on the map.
Well, I can almost spit on where Chris B killed that deer.
Really?
It's the same area. And he was like, hey, don't tell nobody, but this is where Chris B killed that one. I was
Yeah.
like, no shit. He's like, yeah. And he's like, you can hunt the public. He's like, I got permission on the private. He's like, I'll see if I can get you permission. I was like, all right, cool. So I'm on my way there. He actually texts me. He's like, hey, he's not going to let you hunt. All right, that's fine. No
Yeah.
big deal. I still got all the private.
Yeah.
Or all the walk-on permission.
Yeah.
The WEHA is what they call it. So I get there that afternoon, low expectations. I walk, and I find myself a good trail and a fence gap where they're crossing walk-in permission to conservation. Then it went to private to where I didn't have access on. And there's a big-ass ravine in there with kind of a deep creek that goes through
There's
there.
a lot of those over there.
There is, yeah.
Like you walk, all of a sudden, boom! Like, don't fall in that.
Straight down.
Yes.
Straight down to water. You can't see the bottom. You
100%.
can't cross it.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And so I find this awesome fence gap. I was like, man, something's got to be crossing here. So about 60 yards away, there's a big, it's a walnut farm where I was hunting. And there's,
I always hear good things about like a walnut farm.
yeah. So there's this big brushy area where they kind of let some brush grow up. And so I tuck back in that. I'm like, well, the trail jumps here, which is 60, and it keeps going to where it's, to me, about 20, 25 yards. I was like, they're going to do either one.
Yeah.
And I was comfortable within 60 because I'd practiced for it. You know, that I preach out a lot. I've missed a lot of deer, but I preach, if you're going to shoot 60, you better be practicing at least 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You damn near got to cut it in half to
Exactly.
be good because you're
Yeah.
a human.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least 100.
And animal's an animal.
Yeah.
You're both moving.
I might hit a little more than a milk gallon at 100, but you know I'm in a paper
When you
plate
start
at
shooting,
60.
when you start shooting, 60 yards ain't hard to
Right.
to group with. Whenever you're really shooting, but
Yeah.
it takes time.
Yeah. So a couple deer start working out, and then he had told me about this tight 8-point there. I was like, dude, if that tight 8-point walks out, or the big one that his dad had missed that was like 170s.
Dang.
I said, if that tight 8-point walks out first, I'm shooting it. He's like,
Yeah.
dude, shoot it. It's a nice deer. I'm like, all right. So I went out there, and sure enough, tight 8-point walked out with the spike, and then went right to that fence gap. And I was like, dude, that thing's gonna jump. So I ranged him. He was at 62. I was like, well, I've practiced for it. So I shot. I hit him. I was like, man, it felt high. Had my camera going. Wasn't quite on him. I turned it, but not quite enough. And so I called Brandon that I'd met from the Total Archer Challenge, which he didn't live 4 hours from there around Springfield. It's like, dude, I hit a deer tonight. I was like, it's a good one. I was like, Jordan told me about him. Nice buck, real tall, 8-point. He's like, well, I could be there in the morning. I'm like, all right, cool. So I grabbed a hotel, went and ate some Mexican, and he got there that morning. I was like, I stopped blood trailing right here. I said, the property goes about 150 yards, goes down straight down into the water, straight up into private. I do not have access on it. I said, so that's why I didn't go no further, because if he crosses that, I do not have permission. He's like, all right. So we started blood trailing, and I'm like, dude, we're at the creek. If he crosses this creek, he's gone.
Dang.
And so blood gets real faint. We're kind of looking, and then I look up. I'm like, fuck yeah. He's just laying down in that creek. He spent all night down in that creek.
No kidding.
Yep. Went about 150, 200 yards.
Dang.
yeah.
That's cool.
62 yards. I've hunted 11 days in Kansas, and I've killed 2 bucks.
That's pretty good odds.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you how many days I've hunted Missouri.
Oh my God.
Hundreds.
That's awesome.
Hundreds.
It's sit after sit after sit, and a lot of them are not even
Yeah.
seeing a deer, let alone one that's
Yeah.
mature enough to even shoot. Like hell, it's even hard to see a 2-year-old sometimes.
Yeah, but just the age structure and then, the amount of deer they have per doe
Yeah.
or just
And
deer
they're
in
like
general.
they actually rut there. You can
Yeah.
actually rattle. That's why I was talking like Tim. He's like, they do deer things. He said
They do.
He said around here you can maybe rattle one in. He said, but there, you better have your grunt tube and your rattles. He's like, because
Yep.
if not, you're missing out.
Dude, I got it on video. I went to that clear cut down here, and I was like, I'm going to try to rattle some deer in this year. So I hit record. I knew about the vicinity of the clear cut that the deer were bedding.
Yeah.
So I kind of panned in, like I said, all on video. And I go, start rattling. And then you just see 2 deer get out of the clear cut, flags up, gone. And I'm like, well, that worked out.
Yeah.
Worked out right.
Well, shit.
Yeah, it's crazy that they actually, like you said, they do deer things.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it'd be fun to actually experience that. I've only rattled in a couple deer, and one of them about this size here. I didn't shoot him. I was after one deer at the time. I shot 2 deer, and it wasn't him. And I'm like, oh, I'm in the area where they're at, and I rattled them in. That's cool. Maybe they'll come in later on. I ended up seeing the one I was after dark. I was getting out of my stand, and I'd already had everything down. It was getting pretty dark, and I heard something behind me, and I turned around, and he's standing like 20 yards from me. He was on a mission. I'm like, oh my gosh,
and I
big
kinda-
old heavy 8-point. He's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I think it's our doe numbers. I think we have
We have
too many
we have
does.
too many does.
If we had less does, they would do more deer things.
I agree.
Yeah.
Kind of like right now with turkey, we have a lot of hens too, and they're just not doing what they need to be doing.
Dude, I remember I went down, by Rolling Shoals,
Yeah.
down there on the tracks. There was legit probably 75 turkeys out there.
It's
But they're all hens,
yeah, hens and I guess probably some poults, but
Poults, yeah.
hopefully next year we'll have a little bit better game. Maybe
As long as the numbers go up. I mean, there for a while.
it was low.
Which I'm not a turkey guy, but I got a lot of friends that turkey hunt, and they said, I can't find a turkey.
Right,
Yeah.
and right now they're not really gobbling. It's
When
been
does
tough.
when does season end?
Is it
Sunday, I think.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hunt a little bit Friday, then go work on my truck. I'm gonna work some Saturday until they tell me I can't, and then I'll probably go hunt some after that. And I want to take Oakley out again.
Yeah.
It's first year for her hunting. She's 7, but last year she for sure wasn't able to.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to get her out at least one more time. But other than that, we'll be leaving next Thursday for Wisconsin.
Wait, you don't pair?
Turkey hunting.
Oh, you're turkey.
Yep.
Up there. Right.
Yep. Our buddy Derek was with us from Rack Attack. He's up there, and
Oh, yeah.
me and Trevor and Lex and the kids are all heading up there next
Oh, that'd
week.
be fun.
Be a good time.
Yeah.
So are you going to Iowa with them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think me and
So it's going to be
Alton-
you, Alton. Is Matt going?
He said
Matt-
he's going to try to put
He's
in
going to
for
try
it.
to put in.
I
He's
think
only-
he's got 4 or 5 points.
Yeah.
He
'Cause
might have
him and
more,
I
he might
talked
have more
like-
than that. Maybe I thought he had what I have I have 6 right now. I'll
You have
have 7.
6.
I'll be putting in for 7 this
Oh
year.
shoot! So you'll get drawn.
I hope.
No,
Last
you
year I
will.
had 5 putting in for 6.
They have
and I
a-
didn't do it.
They have not a schematic, but
Statistics.
statistic. Yeah. Which I think Alton touched on that. Which is
Yeah.
your draw. So
Yeah,
you
I should get it. I should, and they've got one more point than I have, so they're probably guaranteed.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking forward to that. We need to get Alton on pretty quick,
Yeah.
maybe even next week, and see if we can do another
Yeah.
road to Iowa.
Road to Iowa.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll be a good.
I think
good little series spinoff.
In
Yeah.
fact, speaking of that, I think we were talking last night. I think he's wanting to try to go up there the weekend of Memorial Day.
okay.
If you ain't got anything, kind of do a
I don't right now. Maybe we can do that.
yeah. That's
yeah.
what we kind of talked about last
Which
night.
I know I was hounded, but like I said earlier, right now I've been watching a ton of YouTube. That's all I don't have any time. I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
But you really don't see anybody do a knock on permission. I don't know if
No.
it's impossible
It's
and
pretty
nobody
tough.
gets it or
Yeah.
just people ain't trying.
It's pretty
Not as
tough.
many people
Yeah.
are
But
trying.
like Tim was saying, I don't know if it was on a podcast or just offhand, but like he got permission, just sitting at like a coffee shop, was just talking to people, and somebody's like, "Oh, you guys looking for hunting?" He's like, "Yeah," and they ended up getting permission on like a prime. This guy was just loaded with money. He just didn't hunt, but like that's rare. Iowa, they know they can make money on leases and hunts, so it'd be kind of tough. But not saying it's not impossible. And like you said, just say yes and go knock on the door.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Say no?
Yeah, and one thing pro tip. One thing I've learned is tracking down LLCs. Not so much as your Tom, Dick, and Harry that own it, but if it's an LLC and they're a little bit harder to get a hold of, then less people are asking.
That's true. Yeah, that would make sense.
That's what I found.
Because they're probably not there. Or the only other thing you'd run into, like, well, it's 5 people that own this. Let me get everybody to call. You could run into that too.
Yeah.
Probably.
So like, when we went to Nebraska, like, we had no idea what we were going to do, where we were going to hunt, what we were going to see. But I had found an LLC that owned a few thousand acres. And I started looking online, came to a dead end. Called the number, came to a dead end. And it took time and effort to track down that person.
Yeah.
And when I finally got a hold of him, I was like, hey, coming to the area to hunt. We're going to be staying in this town. And your farms, blah, blah, blah farm and blah, blah, blah farm are not far from it. I see they got an alfalfa field. You know, you're watering it. You're doing your irrigation system on it. Do you have anybody that hunts it? And he's like, yeah, we got blah, blah, blah that hunt it, come down. And I'm like, hey, we're down from such and such date to such and such date. I said, if we seen one over there, would you care if we hunted it? No, that'd be fine if that's the only date you're going to be down.
Yeah.
But dude, it took some time to track down the LLC.
Yeah.
And that's what normally I think a lot of people get discouraged at. You know, they see an LLC, you look it up. It's hard to look up.
Yeah.
It's hard to find the actual person
it
that
is.
owns it.
Yeah.
And we were able to get some permission, which we didn't use it because we found good deer on public. And we actually didn't see any deer over there on the alfalfa, which I was kind of surprised. But it's still the fact that we had it if we did need it.
Yeah.
But I think especially with Iowa, you get a lot of LLCs that own crop ground.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to track down LLCs.
Yeah. And they may want some deer killed to keep from the crops getting destroyed.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. I mean,
Insurance. If you're strictly just a farmer, deer eat your money.
Yeah.
Government goats.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys.
Sorry if I
covered a
yacked
lot of
your ear
stuff.
off.
No, man, I
No.
love it. I love it. I was looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to another one. I want to dive into some camera stuff at some point and get in some specifics. And
Yeah, I appreciate the bourbon. What time we got going on?
I think it's getting close.
it's right at 9.
Holy shit.
And what is it?
I think that's
2
gonna be
hours
our-
and 15 minutes. That's our longest one.
My
Yeah.
bad. My
It-
bad.
no, you-
Well, I already said it's probably gonna be a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, I keep going now.
No,
You guys got to work. I don't.
Yeah, it's true. I'm up late. I never go to bed before midnight ever.
Hey, it's
Ever.
a grind. That's what keeps it.
It's a grind, dude. And it's
Keeps
every
men.
night. It's like I'm gonna go to bed earlier. Next thing I know, it's 11:40. I'm like, oh crap. And I set an alarm every morning for 3:30 to go to the gym, and I get up at 4:45.
Yeah. Hey, that's still way earlier than I am.
Yeah, it's tough. Before I get done, I want to let you guys know, talking about hunting all this stuff. You want to get some camouflage on your back. Look at Vika. Looking at putting some food plots in. You got Whitetail Greens out of Greenville. If you can supplemental feed, if it's allowed, check out Antler Edge and Biorack. It's my buddy Ronnie Kaufman and Brad Muse out of Oklahoma. If you guys are looking to do anything and get clothed with anything, holler at me. We'll hook you up. Maybe not with your pocketbook, but we'll point you in the right direction. But other than that, man, Lance, I appreciate you coming on.
Yep. I'm glad to be here. I love
Thoroughly
it.
enjoyed it.
Hope I didn't bore you.
Oh no,
Oh, dude, I've been on edge of my seat the whole time. Like, it's
you
been
got some good stories.
it's been
I like
fun.
it.
But I mean, we've seen you go out and have these adventures and
Yeah.
doing things, and you went out on a limb and just said yes.
Yep.
And look where it's led you, man. All these things that most people only dream about doing.
Dude, I
And-
said
and
yes.
You're just scratching the surface.
Yeah,
I mean,
I said yes, and I got a lot of awesome stories and memories that I'll have forever. You know,
Priceless.
I've got a few things on my wall that I always look at every single day.
yeah,
You know, just because I said put
Yep.
myself out there.
that's awesome. I
Yep.
love it. I really do.
For
I
sure.
love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
hopefully this will inspire other people.
Yeah, for sure.
And I appreciate you guys asking me to be on.
Oh, I'm glad you come on.
Sorry I had to put you down another week.
No, good. Calm my jitters. Thanks for the bourbon.
You're welcome,
settle
man.
me down a
You're
little
welcome,
bit more.
dude. Little cheap Jim Beam Black. It's
Hey, that's
pretty
all right.
pretty good.
Yeah. Polish it off. We get off here.
That'll work. Well, guys, thanks again.
Yep,
If
thank
you guys
you.
are watching this, man, like and subscribe. Give us a comment.
Yeah, for sure.
Help us out. Help us grow. The more you can help us, the more fire we get to keep going.
Yeah.
We're going to do it anyway, but it is nice to have a little bit of feedback.
And dude, I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. I honestly, truly listen to every one of your episodes. Everybody that you have on, I've gathered something, whether it's, it's Caleb and his cancer and his fitness, or it's, it's the archer that you had on from Neelyville,
Yep,
Naylor.
Josh.
Yep.
All those guys, the guy from MoDOT that, that's money savvy. Everyone that you guys have had on truly has an impact on somebody, and they're not a nobody.
No, they're good
So
people.
They are.
Yeah, and I feel like this one will be no different than anything.
And I've texted each and one of both of you about the shows and how good they are. The conversations you have, and they're not just deer hunting and deer tactics. They're stories, their experiences. There's learn from my experiences, that type of situation, and you can get something from everything. And what you guys got is awesome.
Thank you.
That's a pat on the back for me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love it. I know how hard it is. The grind sucks, especially when it's 9:04 and you got to be at work in the morning, both of you.
Yeah.
And I got to be lazy. I get to sleep in.
You got a bit of an excuse.
Yeah, right. But no, it's worth it, and you will see dividends eventually.
It'll come when we least expect it.
Yeah. And I'm going to be here from the beginning to the top.
Heck
Appreciate
yeah.
you, man.
That way we'll be like, hey.
Yeah, we got one follower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, come on, invite me to Iowa. Remember, I was here at the beginning.
Well, until we get to the top, go out there, fling some arrows.
Yep, and stay wild.
See you guys.
We'll see y'all.